Hello? Bruh. Hello? Hello? Is it working? Bro, I accidentally turned off the stream. I just pressed end stream without noticing. Lag. Okay, we're back. Draven, not Draven. Wait, I need to. I fucked up my YouTube channel, guys. 1 second. I need to delete the other stream. It's cooked. All right. It's high noon. It's high noon. It's high noon. What's up, Dan Busman? It's high noon. It's high noon. It's high noon. It's high noon. I can't stream on Kick because Riot doesn't allow it, actually. Like, they don't allow co-streams on Kick. Oh, this looks cool. This looks cool. This is a good skin. Good job, Riot Games. This is a cool looking skin, bro. This is a good skin, I think. High Noon fucking Yom. This looks sick. Velcos. Arclight. Alright, we already had this in the real game. It's a normal league too, really? Am I crazy? The fuck is this? What, the ice cream truck, bro? It's ice cream truck? Or what is this? He sells ice cream? Alright. Omega Squad. Omega Lul. Does this exist in the real game? It does, no? I really like the Omega Squad Timo because he's way too real, bro. I don't know, whoever made the voice. Bro. Like. Listen to these voice lines, bro. Listen to this voice lines, bro. My man's got PTSD to the max, bro. Let me see. Omega Squad. Maybe I can get the wiki. Timo's quote. Timo quotes. Omega. Yeah, Omega Squad. Survive here a week, then you get a name. Survival ain't pretty. Reinforcements ain't coming. I'm the last scout standing. I forget what started the fighting. No, you don't know about war. Good men die. I choose to live. Bro, like, this is some dark shit. This is some dark shit, dude. This is some real dark shit. Bro, this is the most aware skin ever, bro. This is Timo's like, whoever did the voice lines really tapped into the PTSD war veteran that doesn't get healthcare in the US type beat. We ain't all making it out of here. Peace is a fairy tale. A part of you never leaves the jungle. Bro, that is... My ears are always ringing. Bro, PTSD, Timo. That is crazy. Absolutely nuts. It reminds me of this. Have you guys seen this? Oh, man. All right. All right, let's begin, guys. Kreatörskontrollpanelen. Why is my PC in Swedish? We start the way with some songless. Let's do songless. While we wait. Songless. Songless, songless, songless. Songless. Oh, bro. Come on now. Are we kidding? Are we kidding? Are we kidding me, man? What is this drum? Fuck me, I don't know the song. I've never heard this. I never heard this. I never listened to Bruce Springsteen ever in my life. Oh, 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 oh. Is this Snoop and Pharrell? Beautiful. Oh. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. I am for real. Alright. Do we do waffle? Let's waffle. Let's waffle, guys. We're gonna waffle. What was this? No way. Next waffle is in 5 hours? We already ahead of the waffle? Man, we didn't catch waffle in the rotation, man. Man. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize 1,000,000 times. Sorry, Miss Jackson. I am for real. Did you do Mega Waffle? I did Mega Waffle, yeah. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize. I apologize. All right. What do we do? What do we do? Did you do Bonedil? What's Bonedil? What the fuck did I search for? Bonedil. Guess LOL champions based on bones? Yeah. What? What else should it be? Are you playing? bro, this is creepy as fuck, bro. Alright, Camille. This is creepy as fuck, no? Alright, is that it? Bro, only Ash has a cape like this, no? Lady. Oh, it's Azir. Oh, this is so free, bro. Oh, this is interesting. Who the fuck does that? Oh, it's Fiora W. It's a Fiora W. Wait, what?
Battle cruiser operational.
Is this Fiddle E? I don't know, it looks really fiddly, no? What the fuck? Eh? Oh, my chat is. I read the chat and. What? Wow, that's okay. That was hard. This is Aatrox, no? Who's stunned like this, bro? I'm still on Aatrox. Got him. What the fuck? I want to say Volibear. Oh. Yeah, well, Volibear doesn't have a stick, I guess. Let's see. Janna? What? What? Who floats? Who fucking floats, man? Who has a line like this? What the fuck? I have no idea, man. It's just is it who giggles like this, bro? Is it just a champion with a hook or not? Okay, Caitlyn. What? This is Caitlyn? She can float? Who can? How can she float? She's knock up. I didn't know they have knock up loops. Wait, this is Rumble, no? Rumble. Veigar? Hammer? Bro, what the fuck was that in the beginning? I thought it was Rumble shooting out of the rocket, the machine, you know? Wait, I know this. I know this. Fuck me, I know this. It is Ezreal. It is Ezreal, the fanboy. Is fanboy offensive, guys? Maybe I should stop saying it. Is it fanboy? Is it offensive? Is this Sona? What the fuck? Trash. Who does? Is it Yorick Mori? Yorick Mori. Okay. Bolt Blaster is kind of cool, yeah. I got invited to Arena. Can't accept that. We're not accepting Arena, guys. What is the coolest title in the game? Can I make my fucking client bigger? I don't see shit. Alright. What is the best title in the game? Ace, Executioner, Perfection, Jungle Diff, Top Diff, Lethal Efficiency, Mid Diff, Pentakill, Gets the Worm, Master Mage Legacy, Archmage. Ooh, that might be rare. Mastermind, Warden. Oh, look at that, bro. These are legacy, bro. You can't get these anymore. You can't get these anymore. Legacy must mean that you can't get them anymore, right? Woke up looking for the broccoli. I like the Demon's Hand. I think this one is pretty cool because you get it for beating the game, you know? What's YYDS, bro? What's YYDS? What's YYDS? Spirit Blossoms. Mom's #1 fan. Radiant Semperset. Swarm Conqueror. Wait, I don't have sushi forever? What the fuck? Are you kidding me? No way, I did it! No. I did the thing! I played Gragas!
Something is coming. It's building, rising from within. It fuels the determination to battle against impossible odds. fire within.
Let me throw it down to the ground, make them turn around. I'ma look at you from the top, howling like a hound.
It's not gonna happen, but in the back, huge! He's just too strong!
It awakens here.
Massive kill coming in!
It awakens.
Any Swedish homies that know gift blar? I decide I'm gonna be passive with some MSI, guys. It is what it is.
Welcome everyone to MSI 2025 live from Vancouver, Canada. It is the very last day of the first stage of the bracket stage, and today we have two best of fives for you, not one. We see BLG here. They are going to take on one of the, I don't want to say last hope because G2 is still here, but a big hope for Europe in Movistar KOI. And of course, the long-awaited Faker Day is also here. We have CFO versus T1 later. But we're going to start off with Movistar KOI with Elyoya you see here. But maybe most importantly today, Jojo Pune. Hello.
Oh, he's back!
He's back. I'm
Canada.
shocked. Joined by Raz and Kobe. Definitely so. Are you jealous that we got him?
A little bit. We're gonna stop him at the border. He's not leaving again.
So I was actually really proud.
Oh, no, don't
to
do
send
border
him off,
jokes.
You know, our North
Please don't do
American
border jokes.
export, and he's done so well for himself. It's actually worked out for both of us. So you know what?
Okay, I can take that. I can take that.
Nice. Okay, I like it. I like it.
partnership, a good
Let's take a look at the bracket.
Yo, Soundstep, thank you very much,
because
Prime.
I say it's kind of an important one for Europe because this is a very difficult matchup, BLG versus MKOI, but we do want one team to stay in the upper bracket if possible. But of course, if you missed it yesterday, the 4th of July, Raz, what
True.
will we have?
North America versus Europe, baby. It's back again and a perfect date. I cannot wait for
It's
that.
crazy. I don't even know how that happened. The script is too good.
Oh, we have
It
4th of
really
July
is,
tomorrow.
The script writers are working overtime.
They are. Let's see what they do today, though. And yeah, it's Movistar KOI on the international
Oh,
stage.
wait a minute.
What?
I feel like, is the curse back? Is this? I feel like I've seen this team before.
Okay,
Hey!
listen.
Whoa.
I know you remember the Mad Lions era, but this is different, okay? This is a new team. They are Movistar KOI now. Remember the name. This is how it's supposed to be
Okay, new
said.
paint job. Understood.
Yes, and what I think is really important here is that in this new era, we have Elyoya at the helm. Elyoya, who, I mean, we tried to discuss yesterday, like how we see Elyoya. It's how you see Inspired. That is who Elyoya is
Oh my
for
God.
us. It's absolutely insane, you know, from spring champion to
Honestly,
rookie of the
Elyoya's
split,
career is
going
insane,
to every
guys.
single international tournament.
Really, really insane.
He's a boss, and he took the responsibility in this roster to say, this can be something that I work on as a captain. I'm going to be a leader. I'm going to make it happen. And hey, they won spring.
And I love how proactive he is. You know, he's not scared of like skipping camps to go for ganks, doing the level 3s. So really excited to see him on stage here.
Yeah, especially with how he and Alvaro have just performed incredibly well. I still remember in my mind, Game 2 versus G2, Alvaro like having an insane rel ulti. I feel like he has been really good for the team. Same with, of course, the captain
I
of that
always
squad,
say, if you
Elyoya.
see him locking Nico or Rakan, they're in for trouble, baby.
Nice.
That's at least what I'm hoping today. But they're up versus BLG, who we already saw in the play-ins. And Kobe, it was 6-0 for them.
Yes, BLG absolutely dominated the plans. They were a step
Oh,
above every
shit.
single other team there, including G2.
Why are you looking at me for
that? They
that?
demolished.
Making a point. Making a
reason.
point.
But look at some of the
Mercedes.
stats that they racked up. You know, first
Mercedes.
blood percentage, Drake control, hero control. The blessings there, that is the feat upgrade. So the boot upgrade every single
Damn.
game, as well as Otacon. Yes,
So-
BLG definitely favorites.
Oh, yeah, I know. I saw that match versus G2
Is it
as well. I'm
Silverstone
going to need
next,
some
guys?
copium because they
I got
might
you.
not be the first seed, but
Please.
out of
It's
ALCL, but
Silverstone
they're
next, no?
good.
With their food.
You
They're
know
good.
me, I love underdogs, and there are angles because BLG did show some mistakes even in the games that they were winning versus GAM
Silverstone, baby.
particularly. I thought GAM did a very good job, especially early game. They got into a lot of good positions. Levi, very proactive
Come on,
jungler.
Hamilton.
Maybe, you know, Elyoya also can do that. But let's pull up this clip here because this one doesn't even have to do with some of the early game, you know, ganks and stuff that they did. This is just something that sometimes we see from BLG where
Bro, Russell is
Gam have
finally
actually grouped
driving
up,
as
and
well,
they're going to
bro.
make a strong play to the bottom side of the map. You said Tristana here too, so they're sending
Russell
a full
is
5
finally driving as
because
well. Like,
BLG
bro,
just had
fair play to
resets,
Russell. I think
their
he-
Ezreal as well as their
he's
Annie
doing well,
out to
you
the
know?
other 2 lanes. So BLG have the option, hey, you know, we could just push and keep going for the other 2 lanes, but instead they say, we're going to try and fight this. So we actually run this clip here. And
Is it normal for
sometimes
triangles to happen
they
mid-season?
do take fights they don't
Yes,
necessarily
but
have to.
they
Gam here are
are
set up to
transfers
take
that
the
are
tower
not
with
for the
the
next
Scion.
year.
Very good dive for them. So instead of BLG just keeping Annie up on the top side and kind of playing to the other side of the map, they teleport in. The delay of the teleport, then Ezreal's also super late to this. And sometimes, even when, you know, BLG were up 3 dragons and they were in a pretty good position, they will take some fights that they don't have to. So you can push the issue. You can attack those side lanes. You can try it.
I'm listening
You
to.
can huff that hopium.
Red Bull, first chair.
Give me a hit. Give me a hit.
Lawson,
Okay.
Okay.
second chair. Yuki.
I wash my hands, don't you worry about it. So, but one of the most important and I think coolest matchups we're going to have today is, of course, that Canada native Jojo Pyun versus Knight in the mid lane.
In today's featured matchup, presented by Mercedes-Benz, it's Jojo Pyun versus Knight. Last year's finalists are looking back in form as Knight and BLG dominated the play-in stage, taking apart both GAM and G2.
What is this Skepta type beat?
6-0 run. Now Knight needs to bring down another European team to advance to round 2, but he won't be facing another EU mid. Jojo Pyun, the LEC's first ever NA import, has led MKOI to the number
Big
1
smoke.
seed. Not only did he
Smoke.
take down G2 Esports in a final, he's done something even harder, uniting the fans of both regions. The Canadian mid laner finds himself with a difficult first test, a showdown with one of the best mid laners in the world on home soil. Will Jojo Pyun help MKOI overcome their international demons? Or will Knight start marching towards his 3rd straight MSI final?
That's why this matchup I'm looking forward to the most, because both these guys are so damn good. Knight's like solo kills per game is off the charts, and he even kind of continued that in play and being able to get a solo kill on Caps as well.
Yeah, and one of the
Why
things
do you keep dropping these facts?
I gotta have to.
one of the things I want to point out on this graphic is that K plus A at 14 for Knight, the 2.7, is the highest among all mid laners coming to this tournament. You have to be very careful if you're fighting
Thank you to
early
Press for the
skirmishes
Prime Game.
around
Appreciate
Knight.
that.
I might even, warn MKOI, like, maybe go gank the side lanes instead. Girl, get on, or go gank Bin like Levi did, because it can be dangerous.
It can, but I feel like in the first game, maybe they're like, we're up to the challenge. We got to try. And I want to talk about Jojo Pyun a little bit because you have the experience of him in NA. And I think it took a little while for him to find his form again. And it is no wonder. You step into a team where you have all Spanish speakers. Of course, they're speaking English with him, but you're trying to adjust to everything. A new city. And he's my most improved player in Europe for coming into the spring split out of winter. And I'm really curious to see how he can show that on the international stage.
Watching from North America, it has been really fun to see the growth of Jojo over there. Because in NA, he was always mechanically gifted. He was always a playmaker. And so seeing this synergy kind of build with MKOI and really blossoming in spring and taking over playoffs has been super fun to watch. I mean, even in some of the games that they're losing, he's looking for the angles. He's finding some plays.
Did you see his builds also?
Yeah. And I just want to see that, like, because he had that, like, really strong in lane. He was always an incredible laner. Then when the winter split hit in LEC, I was like, please bring it back.
It's cold.
It's just a little cold now, but he's bringing it back. He's a lot harder coming into the spring split.
Yeah, you see it. He just really accustomed to the team, and they're working together. They have also Melset at the helm, who is a fantastic coach for them, hoping to figure out the drafts today. But for Jojo, it really is all eyes on him today, and I'd love to hear from him ahead of the match today.
Jojo is basically the Tupac of League.
Jojo, thank you for joining me ahead of today's series. How do you feel today? You've been getting ready for this, playing against BLG. What's the mood like?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's pretty confident. Scrims have been going pretty well, but we can't get too overexcited, and we can't do what every Western team is doing, where we win one game and then we get too excited and we drop the rest. So we just have to keep on the momentum going and not get too excited.
Yeah, that's the problem. G2 and Flagos got too excited.
At the same time, don't take them so serious, like they're
not
too
that
good or something.
not that AL and Genji woke the fuck up.
The game one. So yeah, hopefully not you guys today.
The excitement
Playing
is the
at home,
problem.
obviously, I feel like it's going to be extra exciting for you. How do you feel
What's
about
up,
that?
Bad Hood?
Yeah, I mean, it feels amazing to be here. It's been the first international in Canada since I don't know how long.
17.
2017, a long time. So I don't remember what I was doing in 2017, but
Or Georgia wasn't even
I'm very
born
glad
for
to be
this.
here. I don't know if we're gonna get the home buff. I think I'm gonna get the home buff, but I hope my team will get the home buff. I mean, they're a European team, but they have me, so I guess that's how it works, right? So I for sure think we're gonna get much more confidence and just excitement from playing here. So I'm very excited to be here.
You were telling me that you've played in front of your family before. Obviously, international event hits different. Do you have a message for them as they're going to be in the audience today?
Yeah, just don't embarrass me too much if you guys do the interviews. And I mean, I hope you enjoyed to watch me play. So.
Jojo, thank you so much. Best of luck today.
Thank you.
Amazing. Where's
Don't
the
listen to
family
that
cam?
man. Embarrass him. Don't listen to him.
I love watching all these interviews with JoJo. He's smiling so much. He's clearly enjoying his time over there so much. And I remember even when they first announced that he was going over, he was pulling up Duolingo on his streams every single time and, practicing Spanish and really getting into it.
Yo hablo español. But yeah, he's awesome. We're really happy to have him. We're looking forward to how he can do here in his hometown. But I do think we need like more of an edge, you know? It's not been going too well for Europe and NA. Is there anything that I can look forward to?
Ooh, I think the champion pool has to be a point. The top lane champion pool. We're going straight to the top. We're going straight to the top.
All right, so this is
Good question. When playing against Fed Kisan, the late game for objective fight like Dragon Soul versus Trans Split Push, how do you navigate group with objectives defending out TP top?
Maybe with some Merwin spice. What do you?
Ideally,
Oh, you missed. What do you get? What do you?
ideally, like you have to think. Ooh, Patrick with the 10 gifted subs. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for making this life make sense. Thank you very much for making my dream come true. Thank you very much, Patfoot. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, Patfoot. Thank you.
In Italy, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
That Nico, by the way, could be an AD Nico. I like the AP Nico a little better.
Thank you,
Okay, so
Patfoot.
actually my
Appreciate that.
favorite one isn't even on here.
On the question of Kisante versus Trundle. So basically, ideally, what you want is Vextop. He has played Vextop. He did play Vextop as an answer into Ambessa.
Really, really spicy stuff. I hope that we get to see.
So this is a lane, right?
We're supposed to do this. I don't know where the big one
This
is.
is the lane, right?
It's okay.
Neutral wave
We get the
here.
picture. So let's see if that gives us an edge or not. And also, let's see how the fans
0-30. That wave is what's crucial. The 0-30 wave.
Okay.
So your team hovers one time so you can push the neutral. And if you push the neutral and then group, and then the next wave is 0-0 before Drake spawn, then Trundle won't have enough time to pressure. And you can always TP back. But it's way better to do it in this order than TPing into the fight, you know?
80% correct. So you can vote every day.
Wow, we can't argue with
So it's all about making sure that you have prio on the top wave ahead of Drake.
I really love Canadian fans. Have I said that before?
No, but you know what? You're an honorary Canadian today. You're straight from Saskatchewan, and I appreciate it. I came into this one thinking that it was going to be like BLG taking this one 3-2. You guys have inspired me. I'm changing that one straight to MKOI.
Really?
We flopped before the games even began.
He self-reported a flop. He didn't even have to say that.
Yeah, I did it.
He could have just said.
Bro, he's going for the Koi prediction? That's bold, bro. That's bold.
Raz is flopping.
Guys, Bilibili is a giga favorite. Don't get it wrong. I still think this is the highest upset chance out of any best of 5 that we have.
I'm kind of considering like that one game is going to be the first game, and it's going to go.
No.
That's not gonna happen. We
like
talked
all
to them
the other ones.
We talked
But
to them in
JoJo
changing
was
room.
aware of that. He's aware of the first game trap. There you go.
Yeah, MKOI 3-2. Why
we go.
not? Listen,
Why not?
if you don't believe, why are you even here?
That's what I'm
right?
talking
and
about.
we really need that win. Let's see. We
You
can
don't
believe
believe?
our boys. We always have to.
It's not wrong
so
to
let's see
vote
how
Koi.
they do. I'm super excited.
It's
It
wrong.
does. There is something in the air about this probably, or hopefully being close, hopefully being
But I do think still that Koi has the highest chance of causing an upset out of anybody else. Thank you much for the
you had to show us,
hype trade, my
Professor
friend.
Kobe, just like the kind of the holes in BLG's armor. There were a few points that I had noted too. Like there were a few solo kills happened from Kiaya. Kiaya is incredibly solid. So I just want to see if BLG is coming in strong, if they learned any lessons coming into today. But they haven't seen what the MKOI boys have cooking.
And what Mirwin can do. What a fun matchup. I hope we get some trash talk back and forth as well. BLG, of course, already warmed up.
Volume good,
already
guys?
Used to the stage here in Vancouver.
And that's the
Volume
thing.
good?
G2 didn't even win the first game, and they still lost the series. So like, how do you
Thank
overcome?
How do you overcome that?
This curse?
With the power of Canada for Jojo Pyun. It's time for MKOI versus BLG.
Ooh. The champion. What's drugs, my dealer? Are we doing Kanye lines? No one knows what it means.
Let me throw it down to the ground, make them turn around. I'ma look at you from the top, howling like a hound. Let me take it off, push it up to another height. This is what I do. I'm a dog.
What's drugs, my dealer? Bro, you just called a fucking Kanye West line an One Pixel line? What are you saying, bro? What's drugs, my dealer, bro? That's fucking straight out of fucking homies in Paris. One Pixel line.
And the world's 2024 finalists, the LPL's Billy Gaming! Welcome everyone to another day of MSI 2025. I am Azael, happy to be joined here by Vedius for what I think is going to be a really fun series.
I hope so. I know that it's starting a little earlier in Europe, so I know my EU brothers and sisters will be eager and excited to see this matchup. And of course,
alright guys, I'm using my GNX Tour merch. Look at that, bro.
Some of the weaknesses,
Auto body, bro. Gloria!
Just dominated.
I wanna take it to Euphoria.
They were looking really good in play-ins. They won all 6 games. They got feats in all 6 games. They barely lost any dragons. They were getting every first tower except for 1. Yes, this team is looking really strong. That being said, there were some holes. I will say, you know, in the gameplay, they did drop some early game advantages. You know, they almost lost that 1 game to G2. We saw some really kind of openings, I think, in the GAM series, especially where we saw the GAM bot lane be able to get 2v2 kills, create advantages. But then BLG shows up and they smack you in a team fight, and it feels like.
All right, guys, let me break it down for you something. Guys, listen to me. All right, listen to me. So, Billy, if they want to win, use pick and ban to make sure that Bin plays something he's uncomfortable on. And then make sure that you have 3v3 pairings that are stronger than the enemy. When I say 3v3 pairings, jungle, support, mid lane. And pressure on Knight. Don't leave him in isolation, because he don't get help. But if he doesn't get attacked either, he fucking melts people. So you gotta attack him with jungle support, Alvaro and Elioya. Take over the game through mid lane. Enemy jungle is not good. Beishuan is not good. Elioya better. The timing to face Billy is really good because Kalista, Nico, Renata not super strong. Don't give Elk good Kalista angles. Don't give him good Lucian angles. And that's how you cause an upset win on the day. I believe in your prep work. No FlyQuest prep work. No first pick Victor. For the love of God, can we have one best of 5 with a Western region not picking Victor? I will be very happy. Annie, are you okay? Poppy ban. Poppy is Beishuan's best champion. Good prep work so far, targeting. Talija ban. Talija. We're gonna see a little Jordi Pune Azir. Maybe an Azir. How about an Ari ban here to follow up? A little Ari ban. Set up the Azir. Elevate. Knight will be so comfortable starting the series with a little Ari game.
From BLG. It is one of JoJo's go-to preferences in the mid lane. When we think of JoJo domestically, the Talia and Ari have often been his 2 big champions. That means that things like Vi, Xin Zhao should be junglers that we're looking at.
Don't get me wrong though. Jackson is prime. Bro, Bin hasn't picked Jackson forever. He didn't pick Jax in I don't know how long.
We'll see how high they are, and the Vi, as we were just talking about, going to be taken away. I wonder if that does lead towards a Xin Zhao priority, or maybe even an Ari early pick to take it away from Knight now that the Annie has been taken off the board.
The thing is, Knight Azir is not real, so you can take Ari away, I guess.
Are you willing to just blind the Ari into someone?
But then Knight is going Silas, you know.
One of those answers that can be pretty difficult.
Yone. That's why they banned Jax.
It's going to be the Yone. This is obviously a big pick for JoJo, especially his time in NA. He is always known as a melee mid laner. You know, a guy who really is a specialist on the Silas.
I don't mind that.
Really can excel on those champions, and this is a champion that has been consistently banned out through all of
Rumble Bin. All right, we like that. Good sign.
It's one of Mewin's personal favorites. He didn't have the
Knight
best
is gonna play Akali, guys.
in playoffs,
or Silas if it's good.
It's been something that he's always lent towards.
Alright, what are we picking into Pantheon? Please don't pick Maokai. Don't make enemy Silas the GOAT.
It is obviously very short range.
Pick a Sejuani or what?
Very powerful in terms of the early skirmishes. As BLG have gone for the Rumble on the top side, I think Bin it seems that lots of pundits have mixed opinions on Bin's Rumble.
But that guy
At the very least,
does
so
not
far
how
this
to
tournament,
scream in
he's
a crowd, bro. He freaked me
stellar
out. He
on
was
the
like,
champion. His use of the Rumble ultimates have been very impactful.
All right, Galio
Ooh,
top
but the
from
Galio
Midwinnie.
responds instead, so they're not going to
Tito
go for the Gwen,
Ortiz.
even though it was left open. Instead, they want to have that Galio.
It's not time for Tito Ortiz.
Galio, standard answer here.
So Elio has options to go AP jungle.
Like as a pairing with the Yone, because the Yone can fly in.
Varus, I like that. I like that. Varus very strong. Very nice 1, 2, 3 from MKOI.
Pressure onto that back line.
Knight's going for Aurora. Knight has many options here.
In the first game, being able to get the Galio
Many options. Goes for Aurora. Keeps it
the
simple.
most highly prized AD carry in the patch these days. It is going to be the Aurora answer, though, from Knight, and we'll see how he looks on it, because, gotta say, Shanks was scary yesterday.
Is it better to watch your hero on YouTube? Entirely up to you, my friends. Entirely up, whatever is best for your viewing experience. With Twitch, there's chat, you know?
They can also go for a bit more of a scaling bot lane if they want to.
Here you have a little the community. YouTube is for the homies that have YouTube Premium.
This is a team that loves to try and force those early dives on side lanes. They love to try and skirmish you early. And this is also just a great matchup for the Aurora in the mid lane.
A little gin and juice,
started
man.
off strong. They're going to remove the Xin Zhao away from the ball. I think they should also consider something like the Maokai or the Sejuani. We consider them kind of EU classics, the kind of safe defaults that just provide a lot of teamfight value, and also both that can synergize very well with the Yone as well.
I think now with Galio top, Wukong, Chavan, Sejuani ban. Leo's gonna play Wu, no? I think Wu was a little bit weak against Aurora, that's the only thing.
For Elk in the LPL. Ezreal, of course, I think the champion that
you could go Maokai, bro. You could
can be considered.
You could go Maokai.
Matchup into the Varus, you are going to be getting pushed in. So instead, it is going
Elk
to be
Ezreal gets targeted.
So they are really just trying
will
to
Elk go Kaiser or Lucian? We think. Or will he go even weaker and go Ashe?
It feels like you have so many options available to you.
Lucian, Ashe,
they may look to try and
Kaiser.
grab an early rel if they want a little bit more engaged to also deny that away from Koi. Of course, the bot lane pool is still very open, but we discussed the MF just provides you with a lot of team fight value, very solid laning into the Varus as well, and while it can still fall short in the matchup, depending on what support you decide to go for.
I don't think it's super easy to play MF, because it's going to be like Yon, Galio, fucking Wukong.
Absolutely, and once you get your Bloodthirster, you get that one item. We don't obviously know if Supa is going to play poke or if he is going to play on
Maokai.
You can shrug off any poke that is going to be coming.
I think Maokai may be too hard.
Bloodthirster, and Aurora sets up really well. You know, being able to go
maybe it's the way. Maybe it's the way. Maybe Maokai is just OP, guys. Maybe it's MSI.
With the bullet time,
the M in MSI stands for Maokai.
The only thing they really need to pair it all together is something like that rel, and I think that's why we see kind of the pre-counter pick of the Alistar. You know, MKOI saying, we know where you are looking to go, and we are going to try to answer that in advance.
So MKOI have very good scaling, guys. Very good scaling, but I'm worried about the early game.
On that 2v2, I think it makes sense, but they are
if they don't bleed too hard,
and they don't have
if they don't bleed too hard, I think there's chances here.
Hard engaged support makes sense to me, and Rakan definitely fits the bill.
A lot more mobility on the engage coming through from the Rakan, being able to lock down both the Yone and potentially Varus on the back line.
I don't mind going on at Varus here because I think magic resistance is going to be so OP later, but I think lethality is also really good. The enemy is not tanky at all.
You're going to be very reliant on JoJo.
No, but would Braum make any sense in MKOI draft? No, not at all. You don't want to blind Braum. Like, only for the sake of MF, I don't think that makes sense.
This is a very EU draft that they've gone for. The Maokai priority paired alongside the Yone. This is
MKOI using every cheat code in the book. It's basically the game 1 draft of G2 guys with the Yon Maokai.
Responded well. They've gotten good matchups kind of across the board.
Yeah, I'm worried that
again, we talked a lot about this mid-game spike.
I'm worried if Billy get ahead, I think it's very hard to beat them. So I'm kind of worried here. I want to see, like, the question is, can MKOI play a defensive game? Because scaling wise they are much better, but I worry about Billy being stronger early.
So build, if they want to go poke, you can go Riftmaker. And
because I think lane wise, individually on lanes, they are so fucking insane, Billy.
But they are not that tanky either, so you don't.
And they definitely have matchups where they can do some work.
Side, it's not like there's a sign or something that you're having to punch through. About as tanky as it gets really is the Pantheon. So it's not going to be, I think, too much of an issue there. Have to see how MKOI is going to come out in this game number 1. Both G2 and FlyQuest were able to come out hot in their series, take down that first game, and then it was the gentleman's sweep. 3 straight games going the other way. So we'll see if it is going to be a repeat or if MKOI can really step up and bring us into this new era of the LEC, show us that it is no longer the time for G2, it is the time for MKOI to take center stage.
Honestly, I'm just really excited to see Jojo playing on the international stage representing EU, but also just the fact that he's here in his home country. It's a really big opportunity, and right now he's working with Elyoya to get a bit of information in the other game. Deep ward has been placed by BLG on the bot side of the map. But so far, nothing.
All right, I'm so excited, guys. So happy to be here. Very happy that you guys choose me as your provider here of MSI. I'm so excited to get into the action.
I mean, at the beginning of this
I think
year,
Bilibili have so much stronger early game. It makes me scared.
Wasn't the strongest performance coming into spring. They were really competing at the top of the table, and then coming into playoffs.
Is Beishwan fake? Was he to go? Beishwan is not that good, I think.
Winter champions KC.
He's kind of like the definition of a dog jungler. He just like right clicks to the lanes when his seed gets called and doesn't really care about his economy, you know.
Ultimately defeating G2 in the finals.
So he gets defeated by really good junglers, like Tarzan, for example. He just randomly is 40 CS behind.
But we really saw the impact of the Alvaro synergy that I think really brought them the first seed here coming into this tournament.
Absolutely, and it has been core to a lot of their success. The fact that this jungle support duo
like the matchups are so hard. I'm worried about KOI this game, guys.
Watch the LEC playoffs.
Very worried.
Was able to create such meaningful advantages. You know, keeping up in farm, still putting on pressure, being very efficient with his play and with his ganks. And when he is able to group up with Alvaro, it's really impressive to see. So we'll see.
I miss Shun on Bilibili. I think Bilibili miss Shun on Bilibili.
Will have the push, range versus melee. That is no surprise. But Jojo is going to be playing Fleet, Second Wind, as well as D-Shield. So he's just trying to avoid as much damage as possible, but he is already taking a hurting here early on from Knight.
This is the scaling strat.
Really tough matchup as you are highlighting, but
this is full-on scaling here for blue side. If they can get clean to first item, I think their comp is really OP.
Yeah, Beishwan will be spotted moving in here. Elyoya does have his smite.
There are
He's going
smites.
to have to use. He will lose the one little chicken, but
Beishwan.
Will just heading on.
There's on as well.
You can see on
There's the
with
problem
push
of
that they
losing
had in
push
bot lane
bot,
is gonna be
losing
here
push mid,
and
having
helping
weaker
Beishwan.
jungle.
They want to put the pressure on.
That's
They have
why
the
I'm
push in
scared,
bot, they
you
have
know.
the push in mid, and they're gonna flash forward.
Alvaro flashes the
Reaction
flash.
there, though, from Alvaro, able to
This
trade his flash
is
out, not
what's
take
so
much
scary,
damage on the
guys.
back of that.
Bilibili
Now
are pushing
Supa is
every
coming over
lane,
here. They spot out Alpha,
and they can pressure
but the
like this.
Krug is
Elyoya
already
smoked the
stolen. We'll see
chicken.
how many little ones Elyoya can get. Looks like just the one. So BLG
As long as
definitely
MKOI
effective
don't
on the
bleed
enemy,
too fucking hard,
utilizing the early
it's
power that
all
they
good.
grafted for, and getting in the face of this Maokai.
just love the use of the early pro. This is exactly what we wanted to see from BLG. The fact that they had the push in bot, they have full control over mid, and it means that the rest of KOI can't really do much to help their jungle out. Elyoya will lose out a little bit, but thanks to the sapling, he was able to get quite a few of the small Krugs. It's likely that he's going to get double scuttled, though. So in terms of early experience, we expect Beishwan to have that early advantage. As Jojo, he's really starting to feel the hurt now as more levels are secured by Knights. Elyoya, though.
Ooh, Elyoya.
Is going to look here. Knight will try to escape. We'll see
If he can push this and base, Jojo is so happy. Oh, wow. He just snap flashes. He's afraid of Elyoya flashing Wing there into knock-up of Yon.
Relief of pressure there for Jojo. Means
No flash Knight. Next wave is cannon, so they're chilling. Fine. I think that's good. That's really nice for Jojo, guys.
He was getting pushed in. It doesn't matter because he kept his farm up. He's getting the base off, no problem here. And now Elyoya has to be a bit careful.
That's really huge. Elyoya got level 4 and he got busy in the game. That's a win for Elyoya.
He will secure that topside crab. So even though Beishwan does
Now main thing is Elyoya needs to defend his Raptor respawn. If he can get to the point where he defends
we'll see if they're going to be able to
his chickens, it's really good for the game.
Elyoya going up towards that top side. Bin does have the flash. We'll see if he even uses it. Feels like he's kind of accepting his fate here a little bit.
Oh, Bin just refuses the flash. What is he doing? Oh, Bin! Why? Bin was like, I'm gonna die. Fuck off.
First blood picked up by
Bin Rumble, baby.
As you highlighted, Bin, it felt like
he could have flashed with Maokai into the tower, by the way.
The positioning of Alvaro meant that he was going to flash in response. Jojo, in a bit of danger, will take a chunk of damage. But again, the deficit that he's in, he's kind of held for now. About 5 CS, about a wave is what he's lost overall, which at the end of the day, considering the matchup, is yeah, as you rightly said, completely fine. Elk needs to be careful. The wave is in a very unfortunate spot, but On is on his way to help secure this
On
wave
is on
for
his
Elk,
way.
and now he should be
All right,
completely
buddies.
fine. So BLG not wanting to put Bin under any more pressure. They will return back to the standard lane matchups.
And you can see Elk already.
That's a massive kill for Midwin.
Here going to be shrugging off a lot of the poke that they're looking for. Knight is just going to
Jojo
let the ulti
Pyun
go here as in comes
finds
Beishwan.
the
Jojo trying to
angle.
get back to the tower.
Ooh, I thought
Will be
Beishwan
able
burned his
to
flash
avoid
here, no? I think he burned his
rest of that
flash.
damage coming through from Beishwan, just a Comet Spear to the back, but Jojo trades his ult, does get out. Merwin, nice trade here.
Cater on in
onto
the background?
Bin
No.
overheats, but can't
What do you
get
mean?
much done off the back of that.
While we've been watching the action, Beishwan was stealing away camps. He did steal away the respawn of the Raptors from Elyoya, so he's building up a bit of an advantage over Elyoya in terms of experience. He's also going to grab the bot crab, and I think he convert this into the dragon as well. They know that Elyoya
Beishwan, I
has to
think
land
I
back
could have
towards the
gotten
top side
contact
of
to
the map.
Jojo Pyun there
So
without
there's not gonna
flash.
really be
I don't
any
care about
contest
flash.
there, so
I think he
as
could
we
cut him off.
expected, BLG with that early game control, even though they conceded first blood, they still hold
This is a
lot of
fantastic start, guys, for
control and
MKOI. Being
advantages
even
with the
gold,
pressures
6
they
minutes
have,
in, is very nice.
Well, in the 2v2 and in the mid lane matchup.
Yeah, it's just been all about these pushing lanes here, making sure that they are securing the push.
Jojo Pyun
You can see the weirding
is
there on
getting
Jojo's
fisted
down
gracefully.
quite low.
It's
We'll have to go
massive.
back to base. You know, Bin even used the equalizer
Elyoya
on the
just
wave
needs to
make
get
sure the
6
bomb was
here. He
pushed
needs
in
to get
so he could
6.
rotate over towards that dragon, help out Beishwan.
He needs to farm.
Making a
Farm,
no
farm, farm.
doubt
Farm,
about
farm,
it.
farm.
Are going to be able to grab that early dragon here, but the gold, of course,
Farm, farm,
is
farm, farm,
dead
farm.
even.
Well, I'm
Still
worried
sitting in a good
Elyoya is
spot as
wasting too
Elyoya
much time
is
here,
gonna head
guys.
up towards that top side.
I'm worried.
Try to see
He's
if he can
wasting too
find an
much time.
opportunity to put on some more pressure.
I also misspoke earlier. I thought that Beishwan had secured the bot crab, but it actually only just respawned now. In any case, dragon secured. Grubs is going to be spawning in about 40 seconds.
Yeah,
The bot
but
lane's
his
already on the
comp
top side of the map. It's
is
gonna be a bit awkward
scaling
for
much
Elyoya, 'cause those
better.
bot side camps are gonna be
Like red
respawning
side
soon.
get the advantage from being much
Maybe see on the
stronger
top side
early.
of the map,
That's
ready
their
to contest this
advantage.
objective, and early base is going to come through
I
from
think if
Super to make sure
MKOI
they
can
spend
fight
what
back
they
on the
can ahead of
grubs
the fight
here,
that's gonna be coming soon.
anything
Jojo with
positive
Berserker's
out of the
Greaves.
grubs is really, really
I will say
big.
that for KOI, I don't know if they want to fight early. It might be better for them to concede. Obviously, giving away all of the grubs is not ideal, but with this composition, I don't think that it spikes super hard.
Magic
this early,
resistance is also
contrast to what
extremely
BLG have,
OP
like
against
Pantheon,
the
without
red
any
side
items.
comp.
It's a very tough opponent
Extremely
to skirmish
strong.
against the Aurora with the amount of burst that she has available.
Like both
It's a
Knight
scary
and Bin
fight,
don't
but
want to
KOI
buy
have
Pen
to be
second
cautious
item, you
about how
know.
they
But maybe
approach.
Bin can with
Absolutely,
Bloodless
BLG took
Curse,
the
but
plate down
still.
topside, but no one was in range
It's
to
not like this
actually
item is
get
like
it. So it looked like that
super,
gold
super
was just
insane
kind of
to remove the shred
thrown
amount.
out into the ether. Jojo, you know, is still under a little bit of pressure here, but because it is double AP
I'm so
solo winners, things
mature.
like Wits End,
I'm so
things like,
mature.
you know, Ma becoming extremely effective here. You know, he is just sitting on the
I'm
null
just
match mantle for now, but I think
Max.
Jojo is going to become a problem in the side lane for BLG later on, as long as he does not fall behind. But they're going to look for
Bro,
a
the
play here.
Q3
Jojo,
buffer.
great buffer.
That's a
out
flash
on the
from Beishwan,
Q3,
guys.
as that was Beishwan's flash in for the stun.
On
but
a 6,
Jojo is
Alvaro's
ready
5.
and equal
That's the
to
only thing that
task.
makes me nervous here.
See BLG do is try
I don't
and
like the
fight you ahead
level
of the
discrepancy in the
objective.
super department. They're snapping. On is very fast with the Rakan hands. Super flashes, finds the root. Oh, Knight buffered the Varus ult and went through the portal.
Though as On goes in, gonna be Bramble smash back. Elyoya slowed up, knocked down. It's a double kill there
Billy
for
team
Knight.
fighting is a bit too
Elyoya
good.
tries to flash out, but cannot get away from the mid laner.
Billy
This is the
team
risk that
fighting
we
is
were
too good.
talking about at this point in the game. BLG's
I don't know,
champions
Billy
just
is
love
so
to skirmish.
fucking good
The
at
fact
team
that
fighting.
Knight picks up both kills is
Guys,
massive
Jojo
for
Pyun
BLG.
buffered his
Knight
ult with the
really being
Varus
set up
ult.
for success now. He was already winning out
But
on the 1v1. Now
Knight
that matchup is gonna
dodged
get
the
much,
Varus
much
ult with his
harder.
own ult.
The good news for KOI is they at the very least do deny one grub, but that feats of warfare is still going to be secured by BLG.
Take a look at this again, alright? So Alvaro is not level 6, and they just snap with Pantheon ult because Yon is isolated, which is very good setup. And On is just so snappy. And then look at the Varus ult here onto Knight.
Very quickly flashes. Unfortunately, he's still being
Oh,
collapsed on
Elyoya
both
saved
sides, so even though
him!
he flashes,
Oh my
he flashes
god!
into the arms of
Elyoya
Knight,
queued
making
him
an
with
easy pickup.
Maokai
Elyoya
into
does
his
still have the
ult,
flash,
so he
but he feels like
ported
he
even though he's
flashes early, he's not gonna
rooted.
get away to safety, but then Elk flashes in to secure that
Oh!
extra bit of damage needed. Nice indeed.
Yeah, unfortunate stuff there
Wow.
for MKOI. You know, they get over, they want to try to force on these grubs, but Asupa just got surrounded
Elyoya.
immediately. You know, wasn't really able to be helped out.
Elyoya.
This is the tale of the tape for Knight versus
Honestly,
Jojo.
guys,
Knight obviously with a
that's
massive
not
amount of
like
experience in
nerves or
open tier
whatever.
ones,
That's
as
just
well as
like a funny
internationally.
interaction that you don't
Has
think
been
about, and you're like,
incredible
fuck!
for the team for such a
Fucking
long
Aurora.
time, and now
That's
getting
what
that
happens.
early advantage is going to be a problem.
It certainly is.
Knight deserves so much more respect in the West as a player.
Underestimate. incredibly talented, still having a very strong split overall. Even if his finals weren't the best.
Like, Knight has been so fucking insane for the last couple of years. He deserves a lot more respect as a player, I think.
Now he's holding the helm in the mid lane as Jojo goes 2v1 on the bot side of the map to try and get out of the matchup. This means that KOI can put a little bit more pressure onto the Aurora, who's sitting on the double.
Yeah, I think MKOI didn't have good conditions to fight either way. Like, Alvaro was not 6, Jojo Pune was isolated, they didn't connect.
Oh, this could be problems here for Mirwin. We're going to see Bin overheat,
Problems.
drop the equalizer, but Mirwin actually just chilling, just completely walks it out.
Midwin just, bro, Midwin is confused. He's like, he thought 3 Pantheons are coming to his lane in this moment. That's why he was kiting back. Like Midwin thought there's fucking 52 Pantheons coming.
The passive shielding made it so that you are not actually taking any damage, and if you are shielded, it will not.
Is Double Mask a worthy build? The thing is, it's strong for a moment in the game that doesn't matter. That's my take. It's like, it's the cheapest power you can buy this early on in the game, but you're so close to completing a full item that I don't think it's worth it. It's like, you're literally stronger than what you would be for finishing an item for like 3 minutes. So who cares?
It would be a very dangerous fight for them to take.
Yeah, absolutely agree. But BLG just keeping the pressure on here. They take 2 out of 3 grubs. They grab 2 early dragons here. And they're not going to give MKOI a lot of time to sit back. This is something they did.
It's like, you're stronger for 3 minutes, but then weaker for 5.
Early often, and now they are going to be potentially looking for a play here in towards Supa.
No summoners on Supa.
Has no flash, and it looks like he has no way out. Beishwan waiting and stabs him in the back to grab.
Yeah, you cannot draft weak early games like this. You can't. You can't.
The Pantheon ultimate to find another pick in the mid lane.
Like G2, come on, KOI. You guys can actually play early game. You're not G2.
Looks like Jojo might be the target. Knight getting some good chip damage down.
Alvaro is here, and I don't think they're going to try to go for the dive with the Alistar around. Jojo will be able to clear out this wave, but BLG continuing to push the pace. Beishwan now moving in here, getting in the face of Elyoya. And Elyoya will be able to defend with the help of his Galio moving down here, but again, it's just back and forth. BLG constantly moving in, staying in the face of MKOI,
Whose draft
not
you
allowing
like?
them to get comfortable.
I don't mind MKOI's draft, but it's a scaling draft.
Is playing this.
Oh, flash forward there. Alvaro going to be able to knock him back. Flash out though from
Jojo.
Knight. Will get into safety, takes another tower shot on the exit.
I feel like Jojo needs to be awake for these, no? He needs to be awake.
The ultimate came in from the Yone just a split
needs to be awake,
second
man.
too late after that beautiful engage.
That's a
from
very
Alvaro.
important one.
But it is a trade of
very
ultis,
important
it's a
one,
trade of
guys.
flashes, so still a nice aggressive play from MKOI, and now they're going to look here for Elk.
The Root
Elk
Sandstorm.
trying to back flash forward there from Elyoya. Does cleanse out on the twisted advance and is able to flash out to safety. He's gonna have to dodge as he can. Supa still had the stacks, gets him with the piercing arrow. Big kill there for
They got the sums, baby. Supa.
Starting to get active on the map.
Holy, eres el puto amo,
They'll
Supa.
find the flash in mid
Come
and
on
they'll
now.
secure themselves a kill. The gold gap still
Come on now.
heavily in favor of BLG, largely sitting on that mid jungle duo. But the more opportunities KOI find, the more opportunities they have to stall this game out, and that's what they're looking for, time.
Better
They
than
know in
that,
the team
baby.
fights later into the
Better
game,
than
they
that.
will
Come
have
on
ways
now.
to turn this game around. They just have to weather the storm. Herald going to be spawning in a minute's time.
Supa's at
But if you look
MSI.
back at this play,
Death is in
Elk just
military.
steps up a little too far. He thinks he's safe. You look at the vision coverage on the minimap and he feels very safe. But a nice commitment from Elyoya. Commits the flash.
Why do I feel like it's winnable?
Early so that the
Because Blue Side scales very well. They're very good scaling.
Onto Elk. There's not much that he can do to sidestep that.
Holy, big way.
Frustration from the side of the coaching staff of BLG.
That was me yesterday.
They still hold on to the lead.
Yo.
They do. Elk still had those blight stacks from the Varus, so of course the piercing arrow going to do a ton of damage if it did.
He's like, fuck me, I'm getting fired.
Happy to collect his second kill here of the game. The gold lead, I don't think that much of a concern. To me, you know, the real concern is going to be the dragon stacking, because there's not going to be a lot of time here for MKOI to scale up, to sit back. It is 2 minutes until that third dragon, and I'm not sure you want to give BLG the opportunity to just have a free soul point here, because that is going to be looming over you for the rest of the game.
I'm looking at the items of Jojo, and he is very close to that completed Blade of the Ruined King.
I don't want to eat them.
With the Herald being spawned and the Prior that BLG still have, they've been utilizing it all game. We've been talking extensively about it. Their bot lane plus their mid laner pushing in these waves, giving Beishwan so much control to do whatever he wants in the jungle. I think this is a very risky fight for KOI, especially given they can't really get control on the top side. But Going to look for it anyway. Mew and Bin have the TP.
All right.
We'll see. BLG looks like they have this in a really
I didn't see Koi's inventory, guys.
Will just be to die, so MKOI do decide to just back it up. I mean, JoJo's locked under his tower, doesn't even have his first item. I think it would have been an ill-advised fight. I really think we need to see MKOI, though, get to the dragon early, be the ones there first, get saplings in the brushes.
He has blade, I think. He has blade. This Drake is the way, guys. This Drake is the way.
That is the way you get that recipe for success here for MKOI.
Blade.
If they're the ones having to face check into a BLG that's already set up, I think it's going to be so hard.
All right. Let's fight this dragon.
Was able to complete
this is the moment, MKOI.
Ahead of the dragon spawning in 45 seconds. It's a really nice item for him to pick up.
Lila.
The Leandries and the Horning guys being finished for Knight puts him in a very powerful position as well. And we've just reached that point in the game where it's that one item spike that we were talking about. And you're right, the dragon is an important one because if KOI concede this,
they didn't waste time. They forced Bilibili to hit an objective with 5 players. It's perfectly fine to soft hover like that.
Pressure moving forward in the game.
It's about soft contesting, making sure the enemy doesn't do objective only with jungle.
To get any wards in over by that dragon. They just have one over the wall, but their approach is going to be difficult as a result. And Supa takes a little bit of poke here. Only 5 seconds now until that dragon does spawn. So Supa's not going to have an opportunity to go back to base.
Latara, no. There's no pseudoscience. Eastern teams just happen to be on average better. There's no like the lack of confidence because they're afraid of the nameplate. No, they're just really good. Like it's not that. It's not that deep.
He's going to look here. Merwin on the side. It is going to be Beishuan in a lot of trouble. He is locked down and he might be knocked down. Trying to take one with him. Not going to be able to do it. It's a shutdown there for Supa as On and Elk will retreat. Great pick on the BLG jungler here. Knight though on the side.
Come on now.
Threatening with the weirding does get about
Beishuan with the nifty gifty. We needed this Drake. We needed this Drake. Humongous Dungus. It's the name of the game.
But their 3 members are coming and now
Billy are psychos, guys. They fight shit like this. They are psychos.
He has the equalizer, but they are going to be late, so they can only really look for the fight if anything.
All right, look at that. Billy choosing not to fight for the first time in their life.
Elk putting some damage in. Bin is actually going to
Bin flash. Okay.
He out of sorts over by this
he's afraid of the ER Yon combo. He had to flash, guys. He had to flash. I think he actually dies.
Not getting some poke down. Great equalizer across multiple members here as On is looking for the engage.
CC chain on Malkaovic. On dies. 1-for-1.
Supa gets a kill and goes on a killing spree. Knight trying to finish him off on the side. He has to wait for the cooldowns. Looking for the weird
back.
two-fold hex.
Bro, Billy bought so much time.
Flashing forward into the MKOI base. They're diving.
Bro, I don't know. Billy are so fucking cracked.
Minutes into the game.
They are so fucking cracked, bro. I don't know, bro.
They get the kills.
I don't know, there's levels to this fucking game when it comes to team fighting. I don't know, Billy are just milking them. They are literally like milking them. They're milking them, and they're keeping them interested. They're keeping them interested, bro. And then Pantheon shows up. Holy fuck, bro. Knight with the massive ultimate.
And then the turnaround engage comes through. A nice ulti from
I don't see it as Billy being good. Well, luckily you're not a streamer.
To close things out. BLG converted that play into a massive gold advantage.
I mean, Knight getting the resets here, just hopping forward, knew the exact
it's
limits
like
of his champion there, able
the nuance.
to kill off Supa through the barrier.
Let me make it clear to you guys.
Just barely. Beishuan
For those people for players for people that never played the game at a high level, nothing, you don't understand playing against any team. The difference between a good fight and a bad fight is extremely narrow. And great teams are going to invite you. And there's certain moments like that, bro. The window between inting and that being a good fight or not is extremely narrow and close. If you let people walk all over you, perma, then you lose instantly.
Again, we go back to that dragon. My concern for BLG is sometimes they just commit to these fights that just don't really make sense. We saw it in the LPL playoffs, and I thought that we were seeing it again here, trying to force a 4v5 when there's no objective on the map. This doesn't make sense, but they played it patiently, they bought enough time, and now they have such a significant lead. It's just red at the bottom of your screen with the gold advantages aplenty. Another Haunting guys picked up for Knight.
Bro, you're glazing and close, you just leave after dragon.
Becoming the point of focus for BLG
it's okay.
As Koi,
If you don't want to get it, you don't get it. It's fine.
The scaling is starting to come through.
Hindsight Andes don't understand the fucking game. It's like you have a Rumble posturing on you and Pantheon is dead. You're going to look if you can find opportunities to win and break the game.
Really tough. Pantheon now
If League was played the way you guys wanted to be played, then
here the IE is done for Elk. Everyone on BLG is ready to fight, and that's why they're threatening this Otacon. They're saying, you don't get to sit back. No, you're going to have to come
fucking
fight us
Hindsight
now.
Andes don't understand the game.
Components. Well, your Galio doesn't have his second item. You know, the only person with that second item is going to be Supa, obviously with that cheaper build here on the Varus, and him having picked up 4 kills. But a lot of pressure on him to try to be able to find something. MKOI, though, doing a good job just maintaining some control here of vision in the area so they can check in.
It's okay, guys. Live life with not appreciating League.
BLG is starting this up, and now they will get the news that they are. Jojo Pion over in the middle lane is going to be cutting down. The teleport coming in now from Knight. He is looking to force this
way too much gold at this point.
The TP coming in from Jojo, and we can
all right, let's see the smite. Let's see the smite. Elio, yo. The Q smite is too powerful. That's a turn. Combination. Down 2. Varus ultimate. Fat Varus Q on survive somehow. Knight. Jojo Pune. Knock up. Misses it. Base 1. Ooh, massive MF ult. That's dirty.
He's going to grab 1 kill, and he's going to grab a second. Now it's a triple kill there for Elk. He's looking for more.
Quadra. That is the most useful MF I've ever seen. It's the most useful MF I've ever seen. It's the most useful MF I've ever seen in the history of Dota, man. MF is a great champ.
BLG with the controlled aggression. They do such a good job of forcing Koi into these fights that they're just not in a position to take. The wallet difference is too big. We see the Maokai ultimate come through. The equalizer does a lot of damage initially, stopping Koi from really getting a good follow-up. Then it looks like the engage is good, but look at the positioning of Elk. Very safe on the backline. Knight does a huge amount of damage as well. Throws out the ultimate to get onto the backline, onto Jojo, playing around with Supa, who's now in an awkward spot, and then Elk holds onto the ultimate until just the right amount of time. Connects onto 3, absolutely melts the MKOI members, and he secures himself the Quadra.
Oof.
Very close to the Penta as well.
In the end, MKOI, I think the champs were too weak early. They can't play games like that. Wow, that's damn damage.
In that last team fight.
It just, I think their draft just doesn't seem like MKOI at all. I feel like MKOI maybe scrimmed G2 a little bit too much.
BLG have demonstrated so well why, when you give this much control in the early game, how difficult it can be to play against. Beishwan played with zero hesitation. He was constantly playing in Elyoya's jungle. He was stealing a lot of his camps. He was building up good advantages. And BLG have played the fights very well, constantly forcing Koi into these unfavorable situations where they can't really get the fight that they're looking for. You look at how strong Knight is compared to Jojo, and even though Jojo landed a nice ultimate before, it just wasn't significant enough. Koi definitely find themselves on the back foot, and they're going to need a crazy outplay to turn this game around.
I mean, it's just the crazy thing is how fast they are actually pushing the pace of the game. I mean, it's not even like Jojo has no farm, right? He's not that far below 10 CS per minute. He's not chain feeding or anything. It's just that Knight has grabbed a bunch of kills. They're constantly forcing at objectives. They're knocking down towers. They're accumulating gold from all sources so fast that MKOI has not been able to keep up so far in this game number 1. And on now looking for an angle, trying to see if he can find a flank here. Is going to go back in onto the Alistar and will commit the ultimate here. Alvaro trying to get out of there, but he's going to be slowed down.
Oh, Alvaro!
Tries to turn the fight around, but it's going to be been knocked down.
Damn!
First. Galio looking now. Knight on the side here. Could look for a re-engage on, clearly hunting for one.
Alvaro!
Does have the bullet time ready.
That was some magic, bro.
All right.
Catch BLG off guard. BLG trying to gain control over the top side, getting ready
Diego
to
Alberto Melito.
But Koi punishing.
Jojo looking.
Takes so much damage.
He's trying to find the fire. I respect it. I respect it.
His spacing from Knight is very clean. So Koi, they alleviate some of the pressure. They get some vision control back on
Got soul in 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes of soul.
Definitely slows BLG down, but I imagine BLG is still going to try and force this Baron the moment that it becomes an option for them. We've already seen them do it so many times this game. They know they have the item advantage. I mean, you can see that Muramana isn't even fully stacked for Supa. That's how far behind they are. They've really been struggling to keep up with the pace of the game.
That's a really weird point by Vedus.
And without any hesitation,
Muramana
BLG
not
will
being
force the
stacked
issue
has to
once
do
more.
with them being behind.
Right here, right now. Bin just picked up the Seekers. He is ready to go. Alvaro trying to create some space. Remember, he has no ultimate. Neither does the Galio. So those key tools will be missing. But BLG tanking that Baron. It's only 25 minutes into the game. It still hurts quite a lot. They have to be respectful to that. And we'll just back off, allowing MKOI to reclaim some vision in the area and buying some time for JoJo head down towards that bot lane, potentially.
2023 Gumayushi was a crazy Valos games
tower,
against JDG when he killed Ruler.
Oh, you're right. Koi actually haven't gotten a tower yet this game. They are. Yep,
If you're not using abilities, you'll probably be behind. Bro, you're using Q and E on the wave, bro.
So BLG, they kind of have choices now. They can continue to pressure on the Baron if they want to, or they can just wait for the Dragon. No reason to overextend. Like 3 items finished on Elk. We can see that Beishwan with a 3-level lead over his jungle opponent.
Yeah, the inventory is looking too massive. The confidence Magi build.
I mean, Knight, he loves his Magi's.
He loves his Magi's. This guy has never seen a bad Magi's game.
Manamin stacks of autos too. Yeah, but you're missing the point of completely missing.
Especially given a scoreline of 3-0 and 7.
Like a backseat brother.
Involved 10 of the team's 11 kills.
I will say it's definitely a concern as well. This Galio obviously had to build some early MR, wants to go into the Riftmaker to be able to have a little bit of extra damage here. But LDR is done for Elk. The only armor on the entire team is the cloth armor in the Ninja Tabbies. That's it. So this MF, if Elk is able to get a good bullet time, it is going to be curtains here for MKOI. They have got to be really on point about
MF at
being
least
in
is not
position
16.
to either avoid
That's
it
like a
or
little plus.
interrupt it immediately.
The extra advantage is so big.
JoJo going to be the target now. We'll have to trade ultis here with
Beishwan starts channeling Q instead of walking with W.
Safety. Beishwan, no flash to follow. JoJo just trying to get his farm in. Does have that second item with the completed shield bow.
Our Knight has been phenomenal in this tournament so far.
Definitely wants to get in
I think
towards the third, fourth
pretty
item.
damn solid.
To catch up, try to get a little bit more
Pretty damn mean with it.
Keel here with BLG, but BLG only 50 seconds until a potential soul, and they're just not willing to sit back. They never want to give MKOI any time.
And the timing of this is fantastic as well, because you'll notice the base comes through from both
16 on Ben, 16 on Knight. I feel like that's the biggest neck breaker here.
It's likely going to be unavailable for the Dragon fight, but that's okay, because the waves had already been pushed in. They come back out onto the map. Knight now grouped.
Nah, I don't think Flacos would do shit against Billy either, bro.
But JoJo, he's too afraid to play that deep.
I expected MKOI to go with a different strategy altogether.
They know they have a huge experience advantage. Now they're setting up for the Dragon. TP going to come through. It's going to be spotted out. Knight's going to try and punish this.
Oh, doesn't have the timing right there. With the weirding and the twofold.
That's kind of a big mistake from Knight.
JoJo, because that would have been
JoJo Pune lasting half HP would have been a game changer.
Could have been very difficult fight that they would have been looking at.
Bin, yeah, these level 16s are problematic. Galio no 16, but at least JoJo Pune has kept up with XP pretty damn well. Or Rumble ult is massive. Everybody flashes the on combo. On gets out because of Mikhail's. Maokai is very squishy.
Actually, Elyoya did fall. Beishwan going for it is going to be able to get the second kill. It's BLG running over the fight as Supa has to flash.
Elkovic.
Elk trying to
Knight, 1 HP Supa.
JoJo Pune knocks him down. Knight and Bin on the other side are winning the fight, but Beishwan and
Yawning.
Alvaro and JoJo Pune. It's really up to JoJo now to try to make something happen. On running for it, Alvaro has no way out, and Bin and Knight are rejoining.
They're abandoning the boy.
Here, BLG winning another fight, knocking MKOI
I think this Maokai. I think Maokai when you're the one all inning. I don't know. I think it's a little bit weaker.
You'll notice that the moment Koi was in that choke
because he's so squishy, you know.
Opportunity that they needed to force the issue. Bin looking for a collapse onto JoJo. Knight here as well.
He did. Nice dodge, JoJo. Oh, fucking Hourglass.
But the Seekers is there, and that's all Bin needs.
Fuck Hourglass,
JoJo
man.
gets cooked up
That's
as
unfair.
BLG take the kill, take the soul, and take everything in this game.
We're gonna look back at the MasterCard priceless moment of what was
Billy are just buying items. It's so unfair.
BLG. So again, Koi, they get position in the river, but then they kind of get funneled into this choke point, and Bin doesn't hesitate. He just drops the Rumble ultimate down. On is right there to follow up. Alvaro, good target selection.
The flashes were so important there for On's combo.
Just hitting whatever target he can, and he is
And then Alvaro does a good job on the MF.
He goes onto the back line, he gets his
Alvaro
ulti
played
off,
this
turns
fight
his attention
beautifully,
on
man.
Super, forcing him to flash away. Knight then
Super
chases
tried
the
his
issue,
best
even
to
though
fucking
Elk
find a
goes
pocket to
down,
play in, but he got
the fight
hunted
is
down by the
already
solo
so
lanes.
BLG favored. Very well executed fight from BLG.
See the frustration there on Elioya's face.
I don't know, Billy's team fighting is fucking nasty, I think. It's so insane. I don't know. I feel like we have this MSI largely because of Fearless, I think. But individual skill is so fucking important and obvious. I think the team fighting we will have between Genji, T1, Billy, and anyone's legend is going to be so crazy. I think we might see some of the greatest team fights ever played at this event. Because I think just team fighting is the #1 skill now because of Fearless.
Before the fight starts, might be the only way they could try to even up the game here a little bit.
I mean, I will say that this level of aggression is something that MKOI is likely not used to on the domestic level. In Europe, you don't get punished like this. With these type of pushing waves, the amount of aggression that we're seeing in the jungle, the way that BLG just seamlessly move from objective to objective and just constantly force MKOI into these fights, that speed of play is not something that you see a lot domestically and something that BLG is very well known for. And they've done a fantastic job here in Game 1 of this series. They've set their sights now on the Tier 3 turrets of MKOI's base, but it feels like a foregone conclusion. Can Alvaro find and engage?
Alvaro looking. It's going to be Jojo Pian, though, who is getting sent packing there. Poked down incredibly low. The shield bow did proc as well. Knight working on this mid lane inhibitor tower as Galio trying desperately to clear out the wave. Not going to be able to do
there
it.
There they go. Super, no flash, trying to walk around the ult. Super does a great job. Well done, Super. Super played this insane. Well done, Super. Super. Oh, nice Q to cancel the W over the wall. Ever pulled on mid-win.
They are able to escape. Knight stays alive, as does Peishuan. Close fight there from MKOI. Really well done, all things considered, but still, BLG continue the push here. Elk is healthy, has so much lifesteal. Elioya is out of mana at this point. Knight is pushing in for that
tries to connect.
BLG gonna keep the pressure rolling. Bin overheats as Jojo gets his Q again onto him. Knight looking, Galio now back.
I think we soft chase this now. Maybe they have a little sniff. No sniffing. No sniffing.
Will decide to make the call to just back off. MKOI actually against the odds, keeping both of their inhibitors alive.
I think MKOI did a good job of utilizing the tower.
Didn't you say Elioya better than Peishuan? Yeah, I said so.
BLG naturally, I mean, with the gold lead that they have,
you think Elioya played bad this game? In terms of like the early game?
I think they went a little too
like having 3 like very weak lanes outside of maybe Galio into Rumble. And then like he burnt the flash. He got a kill. Like he had a decent traction in this game. But it's okay. I will not waste time on people that just view the game black and white.
Get that summoner very quickly. Jojo does have his Infinity Edge completed now, so he's
one team won, so all the players on that team must be better than the other team, no matter the conditions.
Completed their Zonias. So the Seekers was broken, but they have that upgraded item through. On going to take a big chunk of damage there from Supa, Jojo, and Elioya, down to about half HP. With the rest of BLG still in the area, trying to get these waves pushing in their favor. And maintaining
with anime profile picture.
Even if BLG can't close out,
never want to see you write anything here again.
Have their eyes on this Elder, and that is going to be so tough for MKOI to get out and contest.
Exactly. It's an easy solution in that BLG can say, okay, fine. It's a little dangerous for us to just walk into your base. Why don't we instead just force you out of your base?
Hunting going to go between worlds, does connect on the 2 full tanks. He just takes him down. It's a solo in the face of Merwin. Can't do anything to help him out. He knows if he sticks around to fight, BLG are going to be able to come in and just finish off the game. Jojo Pian was still pushing top lane here, so BLG now will get him back into the base, knock down these inhibitors that MKOI was able to defend. And then they're likely just going to reset and try to prepare for this Elder Dragon, but Elk is completely unbothered. They're just staying around. They don't even have the waves until just now. This minion wave going to be coming in through bot lane. It is not a super minion wave. It is not baroned up, so it could be wave cleared by MKOI. That is going to be the goal here. As Alvaro takes a lot of poke there on the side, he's going to have to go back to the fountain and try to heal up.
Would be alive.
They're trying to buy time here for Elioya. 10 seconds until he responds. Equalizer going to get dropped onto Jojo Pian. Lock out from Alvaro is able to avoid most of that damage.
Elder spawning now in 40, guys.
They just don't have the minions.
At least they get a fight though, guys. Jojo Pian has 3 items.
And MKOI will live to fight another day.
They will. I mean, I felt like Knight had just said, okay, this game's gone on long enough. I'll take matters into my own hands. A beautiful solo kill from him.
I feel like these
25
hourglasses
stacks
just
on the
cuck them
Magi.
completely. Like they need to find some engage on
It's
MF
full
somehow.
build. The Zhonya's is now
It's the
finished.
only
That
way.
is extremely difficult to take out of this game. 6-0 and 10.
My
a
pleasure,
full
Big K.
scoreline.
Good to see you as always, brother.
And Koi, they're doing their best to be in a
Is
position
Pantheon supposed to be 100
challenge this
CS up?
Elder, but with 2 inhibitors down,
With the game
BLG
state,
can just
yeah,
buy
because
their
Pantheon is
time. They
taking
can
his own
wait.
jungle and enemy
Wait for
jungle.
that bot
And
wave to start knocking on the
Malk.
doors.
Oh, that's the engage on
MF
the engage that we talked about. It's the engage that we talked about.
They're gonna grab a second as well.
Suck it,
As Knight gets a big chunk down onto Jojo Pion. Can they force the hand of BLG? They need to get the Elder, and they need to get the Elder right now. They can't allow BLG
Alright.
to have time for
I see a
the
TP
respawn.
on Rumble. I see a
BLG,
TP
though,
on
do have
Rumble.
both
He
their
also has
solo
Rumble
laners
ult.
available,
He also have a
and they
Pantheon
their
ult.
jungler. They
Pantheon
look like
ult
they
is
wanna
already
fight.
coming
Buzzer is
through.
gonna be used, and
Oh,
he
they're
comes
just
to
walking
Pantheon
in like
ulti.
this. Billy,
Knight is
Billy.
looking, and Knight is
Billy,
hunting
Billy.
for Jojo. Jojo's
They
taking
just
a lot
walk
of
into
the
the
side. He's
fight.
healing off the Elder Dragon. It's gonna be
This is
Mirror trying to
really
create some
fun.
space here. Supa flashes back, but
Go.
Ben takes him down anyway. The solos from BLG and the jungler in a 3v5, too far ahead. They don't care about the numbers.
Just
They've got the
3v5?
quality, and they are TPing in to look to put the finishing touches onto a beautiful
They don't
game
even wait.
one.
It's not about a
Ben
smite.
and
They're like,
Knight
oh,
eyes on the Nexus
let's
now.
just
It's
fight.
all up to Jojo Pion. Can he make a miracle happen here at home? The Zhonya's gonna be popped here. Jojo chunked incredibly low as Ben comes out of that stasis and looks like he's gonna be able to finish him
Wow.
off with the Electro Harpoon. BLG make no doubt about it.
Damn.
They put on the full court press all game
That's
long.
fucking cold, bro. That's fucking
Relentless
cold.
aggression nets them the win.
They didn't
in
fucking.
game number
They didn't
one.
skip a beat.
A moment
They're
of
like, oh, we
hope
win this 3v5.
for MKOI as they find a pick
Holy.
onto Elk in the mid lane.
Fucking Lila.
But the team fighting
Lila.
comes through still from the 3 remaining members. Impressive stuff from BLG
Lila.
as they did nothing but put
All right.
the pressure onto
MKOI here in
Guys,
game one.
let me show you guys, okay? So something you're going to see about every good team in the world is that they're going to posture on you at all times. If you are a weaker team and you don't call their bluffs and you don't fight back, you're going to lose so fucking hard. You're going to lose so fucking hard. I want you guys to understand that. You're going to lose so freaking hard if you let whatever team posture on you and rub their balls in your face without you fighting back. The fight where they got aced, okay? So we had the situation, right? Where Drake 3 is spawning and then Pantheon completely griefs it and dies. Take a look at this. Take a look. Pantheon dies because he drives and then the thing dies and he dies. This is in preparation for Drake. They posture, and what Billy is doing right now is they're playing the game of making Koi waste time, right? They want him to waste time. Everyone's saying, well, Koi should have done Drake and gone back. It's not that simple, okay? It's not that simple. The enemy is going to posture on you, cancel your recalls, fuck your tempo, and in that entire process, if you don't fight back and don't throw spells when the enemy are posturing on you, you are going to just lose complete traction over the whole map. So in this moment, right, Pantheon is still dead. The enemy is posturing on you. You want to also posture on them. You want to push them out. You don't want to let them push you out. You don't want to. That's not how you can play the game. Here, Bin flashes out. On is still posturing, right? They found the W on Alistar. It's so narrow. It's so narrow. The window is so narrow. It's extremely narrow. And the main thing is, it's like, when you are playing against this, you're in a state of mind, you are 4v5, you have a 10-second window here against the Pantheon, the enemy is pushing on you, you should be able to punish. Rakan is playing like this, like a psychopath, right? It is very narrow. And then Elk makes this fight so one-sided. Because on as well, he flashes, he finds W, he Mikhails himself instantly on the Maokai W, and survives with 1 HP. And MF is outside of the CC range. The reason I wanted to bring this up is because it was exactly the same between G2 and Genji. G2 Genji was the same. Like, Genji players were surviving with 1 HP, time and time again. It's because they are posturing on you and playing to their champion's limits. That's it. That's it. And obviously, in hindsight, look, guys, I'm not saying they shouldn't have like sacked Alistar and walked away. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's really fucking easy to say that in the aftermath. But the difference between a good fight and a bad fight, the better the team you play against, the more extremely narrow that becomes. That's the point. That's the point. The difference between a good fight and a bad fight, the better the team you play against, the thinner the margin of opportunity is. That's what I'm trying to educate you guys on. That's all. After Rumble ult fight was bad in my opinion, you still don't get it. It's easy to say in hindsight, say, we sacrifice Alistar and leave. It's easy to say so in hindsight. But when you're playing against a team that is better than you, it's not so easy, guys. It's not so easy. It was the same. It's like the opportunity you get against a team like Genji or anyone's legend for that matter are very, very small. Very small. Let's take a look at that 3v5, guys. Let's take a look at that 3v5. I'm very intrigued by that 3v5. Because what happened is they used Yon ult. Yon ult, Alistar ult, I believe. And they found the engage on MF. She died. Maokai ult as well. They still have Varus ult and Gali ult. Jojo Pune lost a lot of HP too. And he's looking to lifesteal. Jojo Pune is very, very low. They leash. I don't know, they have to just pull out the Drake, no? I feel like they need to pull out the Drake and play with position a little bit more. I think they need to turn earlier with Galio as well. Like, I think they should go on Pant when he's on mid-wave. The thing is, Ichigo, like, Pantheon is not a bot. Like, if he's on the mid-wave and people are walking towards him, he's going to walk back. Like, it doesn't work like that. He's on mid-wave because he can be. He's playing with info, you know? I think the fact that they didn't pull out Elder is a problem. They need to pull it out, and I think they need to turn earlier. And I want Alvaro to be more creative with his positioning. I think if they pull it out, Alvaro's here with Hex Flash, and they Galio E, and they like one-shot CC Rumble with Q stacks of Jojo, I think it's better, you know? But then you can push mid for better position. How does pushing mid give you better position? They're already in river. Pushing mid doesn't give you any better position. Like when we are seeing dragon dances early in the game, pushing mid is for the purpose of not losing mid turrets. Flanks. What do you mean flanks? They can still be here on the flank. They see that two people are on the bottom side and Pantheon's gonna ult either way. So the conversation about mid prio, it doesn't matter. Having mid prio doesn't change the nature of fights. Mid prio only determines how the cost for the Drake will be. If you can take mid wave and then do Drake same time, the enemy doesn't have counterplay. But right now, mid turrets don't matter. MKOI needed to pull out the Drake, I think. But my main concern on top of that, guys, is that I think there is an end angle. Like, it's not something we talk about here, but what I was focusing on when I was watching this live is that I thought that Bin and Pantheon are going to ult in the base when this comes through. Who should be MKOI's primary target? Like, it needs to be, like in this situation, needs to be whoever comes. But I think in an ideal situation, if you want to play for Elder, right? You pull it out. You have Alistar here with Hex Slash, right? You have Galio here. Varus here.
Battle cruiser
And then you have
operational.
Yone here. And then you have Mao here. You know? What are you guys hurrying about? What are you talking about? Yeah, bro, Gecko, thank you much for the T1. I appreciate that. So whoever enters here, you're going to turn. Whoever comes, is that what we're hurrying about? Come on now. We're watching MSI. This is not LPL on a Tuesday. Come on now. You have to pull out. You devious goblins. All right, if we're gonna crown anybody MVP, it's for me, it's Knight. I think he was just too consistent through and through. He was insane. I think On was also fucking nuts, and then I think also MF, it was really, really good. But I think Knight is the standout for me. I think On also deserves praise, but I think Knight is the guy. Predictions for CFO vs T1 already in my video. You can check that out. Losing team MVP for me is Alvaro. I think Alvaro found really, really good opportunities. I think most positive things that came out of KOI's side in terms of fighting was through Alvaro. Really, really good performance from Alvaro. I really, really want to see a situation now where they draft stronger early game. This is too G2-esque of a draft, guys. This is way too G2. Maybe they screamed each other too much. This was too cuckolded. Why do you play meta picks into superior team? I don't know, guys. It's like G2 won with a very, very similar draft, right? Can people like pay attention to themselves when they are backseating, you know? Like they try to pull out the Maokai because it gives you you know, a very, very streamlined game, streamlined way to play. But I think the main thing for me is just they are too weak early. I really hate that fact. They are too weak early. I really don't like that. I think that you have to pressure Bilibili early because they keep fighting when they are weaker. If Bilibili is playing comps where they are stronger early and can snowball, I think Bilibili is one of the best teams in the world. They are extremely inconsistent, and I think the issue for Bilibili is they can play very few styles. Being able to play very few styles is very bad and fearless, but their style is early game team fighting comps. That is their biggest strength. If they have to play poke, if they have to play scaling, they are not good at this. The other teams are better at this. So you want to try to shoehorn them into that. You want to try to shoehorn them into that.
Gonna go for it. Is he gonna be able to steal it? It's a flip, and it's gonna be taken there by Beishuan. The re-engage comes in from Alvaro, and Jojo goes into the back line, but it's Elf gonna be able to grab the first kill. Vin overheats, and in comes the Galio ultimate over the top as Beishuan trying to reach the back line.
The main thing for me, it's not, you don't have to, you can pick scaling champions top and AD, I don't mind. Just make sure that your 3v3 mid is really strong. I think Knight being allowed to play Aurora into Yone gave him initiative the whole game. And that makes him ungankable, in my opinion.
Heading into game number 2 here between MKOI and BLG, who came out swinging in game number 1.
Yes, they did. That was a level of aggression that I think took MKOI by surprise. We saw Beishuan invading level 3. He was utilizing that prio that he had in both mid and bot right from the get-go, and then their team fighting was just ruthless. They did not slow down. When the objective was up, they started it. Hell, Baron spawned, they started it, right? They were using every objective to force a fight, and it felt like that KOI was doing everything they could to just keep their head above water, because it was the ship was sinking rapidly, and there was very little that they could do to plug the holes.
Yeah, I mean, it was very difficult. They're plugging them as fast as they could, but Knight is putting more in left, right, and center. I mean, even from the word go, they had these pushing lanes. You know, they had mid and bot pushing. They forced the issue with an invade very early from Beishuan, getting in the face of Elyoya, making it very difficult for him to just kind of naturally path and scale like he would like to do. They never really allowed MKOI to get into their comfort zone here. And we'll see if MKOI can get something going here in game number 2. As we kick it off, similar bans coming out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's fucking go into it.
First two for BLG are the exact same, and we'll see if it is going to remain the same across the board.
Same for KOI as well. The Poppy, the Annie are going to be taken away. I wonder if Zin is what they're going to be thinking about as an early prio. Put Elyoya on something that gives him a bit more agency in the early skirmishing
Ari
department.
ban?
Ari going to be the ban.
They don't want to pick away Ari because they don't want to invite Night Silas.
They really want to try and target that pool.
I think we're going to see Jojo Pune Azir here, unless they ban it.
Also targeting Jojo's pool. So we'll see what direction he chooses to go for. With Azir still available, that could be the first pick for KOI. If they want to go for a little bit more range in team fighting. Looks like that's going to be the direction.
That's the Azir.
So Jojo going to be picking
Wonder
his
if
next
Knight
most
will
played champion. We are
go
going down
like
the list.
Victor, Oriana
They're going to
angle.
get pick of the litter when it comes to the Gwen. Now, this is
Oh
something
shit.
that for Bin, you generally want to ban
shit.
away. Okay, the man is a monster on
Oh
this pick.
fuck.
And the fact that KOI have just handed
Oh,
it over for him,
fuck.
they're going to have a good matchup. Mewin on the Jax. Not something that we usually see from him. Usually he's got something a little bit more unique when playing into champions like the Gwen.
Yeah, just one play on it so far this
it's
split.
Definitely not much of a Mewin champion. We'll see if he does decide to lock it in, as KOI seem to be heading more towards the team fight style.
Let me show
once
you
again.
this.
this.
Absolutely. Azir.
Wait,
plus
guys,
the
let me
Wukong,
show you this too.
Incredibly strong as far as the team fight goes.
Banned
Alvaro, I
against
thought was
Billy Billy.
stellar on the Alistar in the last game. Unfortunately, you know, it was in a loss, but really was looking on point in that game number 1. To me, he was the standout member of MKOI in that first game and is going to be on another Engage champ here. This
Wukong
time
Rel.
it will be the Rel. The Engage is
Ooh, Knight
explosive
Syndra, guys.
here for MKOI.
Yeah, no, I like Nemesis
Knight Syndra, to
Syndra,
me, this
but
is such
Knight
a
Syndra
throwback. This
is the
was
best
champion that,
fucking
really made me
Syndra.
initially learn most
It's
about
like
Knight.
up there with Rookie.
Was absolutely
Oh.
stellar on it for so many years. Instead,
Well,
he is
at
going
least
to
we
be the
predicted
Victor,
the Victor.
so he will
I was
lock
excited.
in the Victor here. Is going to be going towards one of those control mages. People do generally like this matchup.
Fucking
maybe
hell,
the
I got
Azir, you can
baited.
kind of just poke and prod with the E, try to outrange the Azir, and just kind of farm and scale alongside it.
Early on, you can lose out on some prio. The Azir
All right,
is slightly
keep in
faster
mind,
with
Midwin
as
was the guy who had
You're completely
crazy
right, but once
counter
you get that
picks
upgraded E, those
into
wives-
Gwen and
those
Rumble.
waves just
Maybe Midwin will
evaporate,
play like
by
Fiddlesticks
the
top or
victory.
some shit I've never
It's gonna
seen
be interesting to
before.
see
Maybe
if
this is
MKOI
the
can put
moment,
pressure
guys.
on that mid lane, because generally
Battle
speaking, in this
Cruiser
matchup, once Azir
operation.
gets
Thank you much
6,
for the Prime
you wanna
Gaming.
have your
Bommel,
jugglers
appreciate
work
that.
them, go with the ultimate,
By the way,
force out
somebody
flash
early
from the
gave
Victor,
gifted
and then
5
rinse, storm,
subs and I
keep forward
completely...
kill. That's the kind of play
Yo,
you
Doom
are
Baven,
looking
thank you
for,
for
so
5
we'll see
gifted
if
subs.
MKOI
I'm
can
so
find a
sorry
way
for
to
not
put on that
acknowledging
aggression.
that. I was in the
And they
middle of my
clearly
train of
are
thought.
not so worried about the
And
Jax,
I
more
wanted to get
concerned
back
about
to
some
it.
of these
I hope you're
other
still
niche
here.
picks.
I appreciate it. I'm
That
gonna
Midwin
bow
is
down
so
for you,
well
bro.
known for the Kennen.
Bowing.
Even going to draw a ban here.
Bowing.
So very atypical. BLG clearly doing some homework and trying to pay that respect to
Kalista
Mewin
ban
with
is
the target
good.
ban.
They're aware that Mewin plays stuff. What
I
stuff?
think you cannot give
We
Elk
don't know.
Lucian here.
Truthfully, we really don't.
You have to ban Lucian, I think,
That
KOI
man has
next.
a very deep solo queue history, and
And then you play like
never
some
really know
Jin
what he's got
Sivir
prepared for
matchup,
Gwen,
something
but
like
again,
this,
Vince
maybe
Gwen,
even
you gotta be
Kaiser.
ready. So we'll see if he goes for something unique or if he instead goes for more of a team play. They could just go for something tanky.
Hope the
look to
Alistar is
try
out,
and
Rakan
lane
is
swap,
out
put
too. There's not a
pressure
lot of
in
great
that way.
answers into
With
Rel.
the Centipede
Probably
taken away,
On
they're
will
gonna remove
go
Super's ability to
Not
scale.
or Brom.
Ezreal could be something that they think about.
They
With the
ban
Braum taken
Braum.
away, I do wonder if that's the
Okay,
direction
I
that
guess
you
it
head
denies
towards.
Lucian
It is
Brom.
Super's most played
Now
from
maybe
spring.
they're gonna go Nautilus Kaiser. That's what Billy Billy will play.
So BLG want to go. It is going to be
Leona makes them very AP heavy. Mercs are really good.
And also just wait, lock in your AD, and then look to see what the full bot lane picture is going to be. But definitely want to have the answering pick.
Why
it
do
looks
people
like
hate
here. So
On?
for
Who the
now,
fuck hates
considering
On?
Leona would make sense. There are really kind of like 5 of those priority engaged supports. 2 of them were played in the first game, 2 of them were played in the second game. Nautilus kind of the last one
All right.
up and available.
They're trying to
They're gonna
fish for
leave
On
that
Kaiser
counter
angles
pick
here on
really
5.
for
That's
Elf.
their thought
Try to make
process.
sure they do have that winning 2v2. They
I
already
think
saw the
Super will
support that
probably
Alvaro's
pick
gonna be
Jin
playing,
here
so
blind.
On had his pick of the litter. Now Supa
what
is
else?
going to have to complete that bot lane, and we will find out what the answer in the top lane is going to be.
He's
here
giggling. Why is he giggling? Super.
I mean, Jax honestly is a pretty good matchup into the Gwen.
Right, they're blending the Kai'Sa themselves.
Going to be looking towards playing it, but I do think it can make some sense.
Elk could play Xayah here, guys. This could be a Xayah game.
Wukong flying into the back line.
This could be a Xayah game.
I do think Jax would work, but
Merwin Akali.
It's a Kali top.
Akali top into Gwendolina.
If he's gonna do the Ignite TP and really go for it.
I always forget about Koki AD, not gonna lie.
Quite a lot. Often you can stay within the shroud.
It's unironically a decent. It's a decent Akali spot. I think Akali is really good against this top side.
It's gonna be an exciting one.
Against this top side, Akali is very good against Xin Zhao, good against Gwen, and good against Victor too. But very hard to pull off. Very hard to pull off.
Powerful level 6 especially gives you push in the early matchup as well, because Kai'Sa really can't contest the Corki's trade patterns, which means the BLG are once again gonna leverage and look to play through that bot side of the map. This Xin Zhao, we'll see how well he works with the bot lane once more. The good news for Koi is that I expect Knight to be less on the roaming style this game, looking to continue to trade and a little bit more of a scaling matchup.
Right.
That top side is the volatile area.
BB tried.
I wonder if the junglers will pay much
Whipple
attention
tried.
towards it, because you're right. There's that
Last
fine
European
line for
top
Akali
laner
where
with.
if he actually puts her outside of the shroud, he actually will miss. But you're completely right that usually the Akali plays.
I think
within that
Ezreal
shroud
sucks
can
cock.
be a very good matchup. And we've seen Akali's get solo kills.
Not literally,
multiple
but
times
like
in this matchup,
I think
especially
Ezreal's just
if
a
they
weak
do choose
champ.
to, as you were saying, run that Ignite TP. It does leave you very vulnerable. You have to be extremely careful in the matchup. But yeah, we said that Mirwin has these special picks, and I love that he's playing with confidence against Bin. On the international stage, you have to believe that you're the best, and I love the confidence that we see from Mirwin, as he's going to look to have a little bit more impact here in Game 2 than he could on his Galio from Game 1.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely agree, and even if, you know, the Ignite is more risky than just playing Flash DP or something like that, if you think it is good for the matchup, I want to see him lock it in, because you do not want to play to just scale alongside a Gwen. Gwen is going to get way more out of that. You need to be able to put the pressure on, you need to be able to put him in a difficult position. Also going to be interested to see, you know, what build Supa goes. I know a lot of people aren't the biggest fan of the full AD Kai'Sa, but they are quite heavy in the AP, so I think that they probably will be looking towards that. But it's something we're going to have to find out. And you talked about Leona Corki, obviously can be quite difficult for the Kai'Sa early on. You get stunned up, Frost Bomb is going to hit, and that thing hurts. The all-ins can also be really powerful. You know, if you get that stun and cleanses down, you just flash, you Valk on their head, you put that damage down. Corki can look for these really aggressive all-ins.
Victor is a better lane into Azir than Orianna, if my understanding is correct.
Exclusive drops just for tuning in.
I am also later, I think, on side, but I don't know. I'm not so sure, actually.
For a chance to score some of this in-game loot.
Who doesn't love loot? So get logged in, get watching, as we get ready for Game 2. MKOI changing up the draft. They have a little bit more agency.
Made a video on the Poby topic, you can go check it.
Get early push, which means that Beishwan isn't going to have the same luxury of just being able to permit invade. In terms of the early control, though, looking relatively safe.
Ignite TP, so he's going for it. And it is going to be Ignite TP on the other side as well, and Bin is going to go Resolve, not a big shock. BLG, though, obviously in Game 1 looked incredibly good, and they kind of continued forward all the dominance that they were showing in the play-ins.
Can you make a video on how to beat LPL teams? It's very specific depending on who you play against. Like, I gave my outline on how you need to attack Billy, but that's it.
It's like they were just absolutely stomping through play-ins, and now they are 7 straight wins.
And yeah, and it's funny because when we watched them play, we definitely recognized some weaknesses, but the conversation we had coming into this matchup...
Yeah, Billy don't have that Game 1 debuff, you know?
You have to be good enough to punish them. And it felt like that in Game 1, you mentioned Alvaro, I think he found some great opportunities to punish the positioning that we saw from L. The fact that BLG is often always willing to fight around these neutrals, I feel like it just played into their hand though. They drafted really well to the style that they like to play. And we'll see how things shift up, because when you run a Victor, a Gwen, you do want to scale a little bit more. So we'll see how the action plays out
here first for MKOI. BLG were trying to fight for it. MKOI do not actually decide to commit.
Whose draft do you prefer? I don't think you beat Bin on Gwen ever. Sorry to break it to you guys, but I think you don't beat Bin on Gwen.
Fighting back as Mirwin here going to be pushed in early on by Bin. Again, playing that grasp, you know, you can just look for these Q trades and proc it with that. It is quite nice. His On's going to go in. They're going aggressive here on a Supa. The cleanse came out quite late, and the Ignite is up there. They will not flash in to follow, but they get all of the potions down here, as well as the cleanse. And Supa's just going to have to go back to base, or he's going to get flashed on and killed.
This is the matchup that we were talking about. Leona, Corki, tried and true. It has so much power very early on into the matchup, just because of the trading
Could have mentioned it before my bullet.
Corki can provide. And Alvaro on the Rel doesn't quite have the same setup when paired up alongside that Kai'Sa. You don't really have a huge amount of threat, so a lot of experience going to be lost to Supa. He's now a full level down.
I said it in Champions League.
Experience back, but a really very nice trade from
I
BLG
showcased Gwen being perma-banned. I showcased Gwen 5-0. What more can I do?
6 of the minions on that previous wave, so Supa obviously going to be down in farm, and his experience, as he did point out, will be able to close that gap as he does farm up this wave, though. But Elk is definitely going to be in a much better spot here. Is going to have the better base and goes back, buys a tier here early on as well.
I feel like better players have tried to play Akali against Bin Gwen, but
here in the early game. Owen looking for some trades where he
the grasp. Zinza's first at the top. Bin is getting the crash.
Has a massive CS lead for now. A lot of farming.
But you said Akali was so good, so I sent it. Yeah, that has to do with fucking the champion itself. Like, it's a good Akali angle, but it's still Bin on Gwen.
Constantly getting the shove, and that makes it really difficult for Mirwin to be able to find those angles to look for those positive trades when the wave is always stacking in his opponent's favor.
Who's the best Chinese jungler of all time?
Okay. They're going to go for a swap.
Tian, probably.
Sending the Akali into the bot lane is a little bit of a surprise, just because my expectation was they'd want to keep this.
Clayla was also really good, but in the olden days, this is a long time ago.
A counter pick into the Gwen.
Tarzan might go. Tarzan is not Chinese.
Out of this bot lane matchup where they are struggling in a little bit. And Bin is just looking for trades.
I mean, he's a 2-level advantage on both of them right now, but has he overstayed his welcome here? Bin could be in some trouble. Skip and slash used to try to get back to safety.
Bin has no flash, keep in mind, guys. He plays Ignitus Maximus.
Bin is trying to turn around, but he's not going to have the
Kai's on the board.
Way overestimating his strength there. Alvaro and Supa punish, and again, it's first blood.
I mean,
good punish, good punish.
He used everything to try and fight them, and you're right that he had a 2-level lead over them, but you don't have flash, Bin. He tried to use the Ignite so that maybe he could trade 1-for-1 against Supa, but Supa, after being punished so heavily on the bot side,
maybe they should get a free Drake here. I don't know. Bayshon is doing Wolves ahead of doing Drake.
Elkanon have got to be a little bit frustrated there with Bin. The advantage that they were able to gain is now kind of gone. Jojo here incredibly low, but Knight is very low on mana as well.
At least Midwin can get dove in the swap. That's cool. The Akali W.
Also, both teams.
So Akali got a lot out of this guy. She has Ignite advantage. She has real big XP advantage. Elk with the cancel. Really good play from MKOI. Good start. Good start.
Far behind in terms of CS and experience, but
Zinza also is not doing Drake.
He's not doing too badly. Bin gonna have to be very respectful. He will spot out Alvaro. Junglers so far.
It wasn't a question he wrote, Ichigo. He just made a statement.
This is great news. On the Wukong, you just want to get that level 6 as quickly as you can. Repeatedly go for these full clears, and you hope that the lanes aren't too volatile. Mirwin is suffering a little bit in this 1 versus 2. He doesn't really have many playmaking options, and he's also ran out of pots that he can utilize in the lane for now.
Yeah, mostly just playing for experience at this point. You know, he knows he can't afford to take damage because with the wave slowly coming towards you, you need to make sure you have enough health to actually catch the wave when it finally does come to you. Bin though getting zoned off, still
no
not
flash.
level 6 as Alvaro's going to take a swing here, does land the Shattering Strike. Supa getting
fights
aggressive.
Back.
Bin, if he was 6, might be able to turn this around, but this is
What
difficult. He's going to go
fuck?
for it anyway. Supa could be in some trouble. Remember, he has no flash. Does level up to 5 though. Great peel coming through from Alvaro. The stun is going to land with the Shattering Strike as Bin is trying to play for 6. He really wants to get it.
What
he
the
still needs one more
fuck?
minion now, does get it, but it doesn't matter because Elyoya has arrived, and Elyoya going to be able to grab this kill. You have to think eventually.
He's such a fucking psychopath.
Again, overextending. Didn't quite have the experience to get 6.
Holy moly.
It's really interesting because you're completely right that Ben thought that if I can just get this level up, it'll be completely fine, because then I can turn around this play. You could see how much damage he was doing to Supa. In a 2 versus 1, he almost just straight up killed him, but he just didn't quite have the damage. Jojo gets the flash.
Oh, and now he's going to flash and follow. Jojo finds his time, and now they're going to be able to grab a kill in mid lane.
Okay.
Beautiful play from the Canadian mid laner. Knight
All right.
didn't hold his nerve there. Flashed early, did not reactively flash to the ult, and that just allowed JoJo to flash later with the ultimate.
I
to
like
follow.
it, guys.
So we take stock of the game.
They have the way more opportunities here in the early game.
Elyoya now also has a lead. Super has been able to close
Even
the
though
gap
I
with himself
expect
between him and
Ben Gwen to
Elk,
win
with
games,
Alvaro sitting on a
you
400
know,
goal
Billy
lead of his
playing
own.
scaling comps
MKOI
is not
off
their
to a
strength,
good
guys.
Start here as they're being super proactive on the map and quite frankly just punishing the mistakes of BLG.
Yep, looking good thus far. The solo laners here from BLG definitely not looking infallible in this second game, and Mirwin going to take.
Mirwin is one level ahead, guys. One level ahead.
Now at a point where I think he just has kill pressure on Ben. With the ignite especially, Ben has to be
Mirwin
very
defending the
careful with the level
plant.
difference.
Woo,
Really does.
Mirwin.
And I want to talk a little bit about Alvaro as well as Elyoya. These guys have been so core to the success. You know, they play so well together. We saw them link up on that top side as well as around mid lane. And generally where they go, good things happen for MKOI.
Certainly does. The best version of MKOI is when these two are working together and they're being unlocked on the map, and we're hopefully going to get to see it now. Level 5 still for Alvaro.
And no ultimate for Elyoya or JoJo here. So it could be a difficult approach. BLG just trying to focus on finishing off the final grub.
All right.
Should be able to do it.
All good, all good, all good. Give it up.
Smite. Elyoya does,
No
but
ults, no
just
ults.
no real angle for him to approach. So all 3 grubs will be claimed there by BLG.
So BLG continuing to demonstrate their proficiency of playing around these early objectives. Really good job by them. Elk forced the W away.
Alvaro, nice crash down there, just buffering out on the Zenith Blade. We saw Mirwin was scrapping again with Bin on this bot side. Both of them do have ults and ignites ready, so definitely could be a spicy fight if it does break out. And JoJo, now having gotten that first kill, is definitely playing with a lot more confidence. You can see him posturing aggressively here, looking to get that Q auto poke down onto Knight, wants to keep him pushed in, and is going to be able to grab a plate here very
I want to
likely.
see another play with Azir onto Victor, guys, with Wukong.
Yeah.
Mirwin is gonna look, sure,
E,
gets the
R,
buzz connect. Bin gonna have
R,
to try to get out of there, but he
Ignitus
has
Maximus.
no flash. Remember, he's playing Ignite TP, no way out. Mirwin and Elyoya gonna be able to group up and grab a kill.
Honestly, I don't even know if Elyoya was needed. That looked like that was going to be a solo kill to me. And getting some gold
in for
into
a little
Mirwin's
high
front,
five.
pretty much, yeah.
Mirwin.
And Elyoya getting involved in the action on the map. 1-0-2 scoreline for now. 1.3k the overall gold lead. Of course, it's already being converted into many objectives. That is where BLG still hold on to the advantage. The fact
Yeah,
that they've
Ben's
got the
game has
first
been
dragon,
completely
they can
destroyed
now
by the
secure
swaps.
All 3 grubs. This next dragon is going to be important because
Completely ruined by the swaps.
build should hit those item spikes earlier. And the fact that Knight is going for the Rod of Ages build means that this Victor is going to be very
Look at
slow
JoJo
to
keeping a
scale.
freeze,
And I
guys.
wanna
Keeping
see
a freeze
Koi
against the
playing a
no-flash
similar way to
Victor.
BLG, where they should be
I like
spiking
this from
faster,
JoJo.
So they should be looking
Look
to
at
try
that,
and fight earlier.
JoJo with the laning.
We are on to run into Alvaro here. We'll just be fighting for that.
I thought he was going to snap shuffle him into the tower there.
On eventually, I think we'll push Alvaro back. Beishuan going to be spotted though, and you can see both top laners now headed up towards that top side. Bin though has TP advantage.
Bin is level
He's going to
7
be critical here in a minute
against
20
level
when this
9,
next
guys.
Dragon does spawn, unless we see JoJo
We might
or
see
someone
Midwin
move
with
up
a
there
solo
to
bolo
match
soon,
who can
guys.
actually get down for this dragon. It could be a bit problematic for MKOI.
I think he's got position zoning super away.
Elk is 20 CS ahead. That's one thing to point out.
Thing between the 2 AD carries, that experience difference. It all comes back to that level 2 trade that happened. Ever since then, Super's been playing catch up, and to his credit, he's caught up in terms of gold. But that level difference is still very relevant. A full level between the 2 AD carries.
Drake on in 40
Super will
seconds.
have ways to claw that back later on into the game, but for now,
Paolo
Elk is
Canone,
really the strong
gone.
point for BLG that they should look to try and play around if they do want to contest these neutral objectives moving
Kylie
forward.
open on mid and
The only
JoJo
one
is
up in
open
gold
on
right
top.
now. It is a very slight
Elioria
gold
with
lead
Trinity
for
pulse.
Elk. Super
They're
will
doing
look
this
to
swap,
fight
guys,
this way
because they want to
close the
contest
gap.
Drake and JoJo has TP. That's why they're sending him top, which is very good. Very good.
Question is, does
They're awake, they're
MKOI
awake.
want to fight at this dragon, or will they just give it up and allow BLG to continue?
Yeah, my
their
MKOI
dragon
is
stacking
lining
they've
up
been
to
doing
fight
all
this
tournament
to the death.
Looking at the items
Kai's is
he
basing
doesn't
very
have
late
his
here.
item complete,
Very
but
late.
Trinity Force complete
Or maybe
for
he's
a
just
very
fake recalling
expensive
to
level
bait
item
Elk
coming
to
out
hard
ready for
push.
the second dragon. Really nice spike. Of course,
Elioria
the
is
Sundered
very
Sky
strong.
coming in from the other side.
Gwen is
Still a good
insanely
pickup for
weak.
Beishuan.
I think also Victor
Two
doesn't
mid
offer
laners,
super
though.
much.
That's just 2 versus the Rod of Ages.
There's a Nash's Tutti Frutti, guys.
BLG might be a little bit hesitant to try and test
They're
this.
going to flash in. They're going right for it. They're looking for
Elioya.
Elioya, and he's going to be knocked back. He's trying to target Elk. The TPs are coming in. Mirwin looking for Elk. He's going to be able to try to knock him down the side, but he couldn't quite get him. In goes Supa. Supa gets one. Supa's going to be looking for another, but Mirwin
misses
is running
Q.
down to that Victor ultimate.
One
He's going to
auto.
fall eventually. Alvaro trying to get out. Does land the Shattering Strike, but it's not going to be enough as Supa does get a kill in the background onto Elk, but he's incredibly low and he is running for the hills. Even with the gold lead, it's BLG as Knight flashes in, getting another kill, and it's going to be them taking the dragon. Just as you were saying, you're not sure if they want to fight. They're saying,
I don't know,
yes,
bro.
we do.
BLG are just so
Elioya had no
They don't
flash.
give
Like,
you a
look how
moment to
snappy
think.
Billy are,
Elioya,
man.
He's just sitting in the river. Flash engage from On. The collapse from BLG is quick.
Damn.
The response from Elk is good as the follow-up engage doesn't come
Look
through.
how they use
Supa
both
is very
Cryo
far
to
away.
just win the whole
Azir
game.
has to TP in, but at this point when the rest
It's a
of Koi
tragedy,
arrive,
guys.
the fight is already over. BLG, great decisiveness, great
It's a
execution,
tragedy.
and they're fighting again.
Beishwan now looking for
Beishwan
Jojo,
no ult, but he has
bit off
flash.
more than he can shoot. Alvaro with Shattering Strike will be there to peel for his mid laner. BLG can't get another kill.
Elioya needs to react to
Are
that.
continuing to try to push
He
the pace
postured
here to
too
keep that
far.
pressure up.
He needs to be able to react to that.
I feel like Koi continue to just get caught unaware of how confidently BLG is
I
ready
have to say, On has been crazy
objective.
this series as well.
The Victor gained so
Like,
much
On
off the
has
back of that
been
last fight, picking up, I believe it was
mocking
2 kills,
people, man.
and just really starting to be funneled those passive stacks. Alvaro, a bit of danger here. They should be fine as now we wait for the next neutral objective. The Herald's going to be the one that both these teams will be setting their sights on. Of course, the feats of strength going to be determined by that first tower.
Absolutely is. Alvaro and On just scrapping Overvision non-stop here. As Beishwan moving down, Jojo is quite low, has the ultimate in 3
Using
seconds.
the grubbies,
So it's almost up here.
Alvaro is
Alvaro's
getting
there to
undermined by
cover.
Leona here on the back end.
BLG will not allow
As
to
is
try to go for a
showing,
dive
and they
here.
don't spot the
Of course, yes,
Wukong bot.
Knight did get a kill, was a big winner.
Wukong is
in that
going
last
for
fight,
chickens.
but as was
They're
Supa,
just
picked
accepting
up a
they're losing
double,
this
didn't
turret.
use either of his summoners
Jojo
to
has
do it
no
either, so that
resources.
is
Billy
very,
Billy
very
is
nice
just
because he
suffocating
forced the
them.
flash out of Elk and
I
the
have to
flash
say,
off
guys,
of
I
Knight
have to
be able
say,
take him down.
I know
So,
Billy
yeah,
Billy
both
has
of the
not
key
faced like
summoners
insane
there from the
opponents
big
yet,
carries for BLG
but I do think
kept
they are
his
playing
lives,
some
so
of
they
the
get
best,
forced into
like
the
a
fight.
really,
It's a big
like
summoner advantage
good
right
league, you know,
now for
good league.
MKOI.
BLG, they're playing the map very well, though. I love how they
That's
play
some
through
good
their pressure
fucking
again.
suffocation.
They realize that Koi want to get resets through, and so
Some
they
people pay a
funnel
lot
more
of money
members
to
down
get
the
this
bot
levels of
side the map,
suffocation.
which means that Knight has free access to this tower. He's very well protected.
Really good money.
And he secures that objective, and that gold gap that existed between the two mid laners is now completely dissipated. They also secure the feats as they secure the first tower of the game. And Koi, they don't really have much that they can cross-map. They do have pretty good positioning on the Herald at the very least. They were able to drop some wards down in this topside river. But BLG, they're going to be ready to respond.
Who pays
The base has
Dom?
come Actually, did
Guys,
Knight base? He actually may have just walked
he's
from
the
bot
one who
lane up
gets
towards
paid.
top.
What do you think
Now
I
they're
Will
ready to
Dominate
contest the
means
river.
as a name?
Got those upgraded shoes, gonna use them, walks all the way up here. And they are, as you say, ready to fight as they seem to be each and every time an objective is spawning. BLG's team fighting has just been so on point. Teams have been able to get advantages, but they have not been able to out-team fight them thus far in the event. We'll see if MKOI can do that here, as they are going to be the first ones to start.
This is the first objective for Koi. Will he get it?
He doesn't have his first item
On trying to cheekily enter in. Koi is holding the line well.
On Mirwin. Now Bin approaching.
I don't think Bin wants to participate. They're just soft contesting so Gwen can free push
try to
top
get a little
wave.
bit chip damage down on this tier 1.
Dracon in 2 minutes. Dracon!
BLG very much just
Dracon!
spectators in this play. Bin will respect Koi.
But will he respect them enough? It looks like they're going to go for it. In goes the
All
Cyclone.
right,
As Jojo's
Bin.
on top of him. Bin, no flash. I don't know if he's getting out of this one.
All
Flash
right.
to follow from Elioya. And Jojo
Bin has
picked
just
up
been
the
a
kill.
free money
They
bag
are
in this
really
game.
punishing this Ignite choice from Bin.
They certainly are, and Mirwin, he's not going to lose much on the other side. Beishwan doing what he can, though, stealing all of these bot side camps to deny gold away from Elioya. But Elioya's been involved in 6 of the team's 7 kills. The only ones he couldn't be a part of was the 2 that Supa was able to pick up in the last fight. Jojo now setting his sights on this top tower. Elkanon quick to respond, though. It's very difficult for Koi
Is
to
it
really
Rolling
convert
Stones
this
that they
into
made the
a
Dream On
meaningful
song?
Objective secure. On looking for the collapse.
Who made that song?
That he was there. He saw the ward come over, but did
Led
he
Zeppelin?
overstay his welcome? Has the ultimate if he needs it to try to disengage. Great side
Aerosmith.
step.
Oh,
He's going to be
Aerosmith.
able to avoid that stun. Just gets hit by the slow, and as a result, doesn't have to trade out his ulti.
Jojo still has the ulti, and with Elyoya hovering in the shadows.
Guys, I think it's Aerosmith.
Possibility of that engage, so BLG don't overextend.
I think it's Aerosmith,
now,
guys.
MKOI hold on to the gold lead.
Actually, which band is it?
Favors that of BLG.
Which band?
No towers are yet to fall, but meanwhile, the structural damage on the side of KOI, that mid tower is getting very low.
Cloud Soul.
Yeah, the next dragon is going to be an interesting one.
I mean, Cloud Soul is just so powerful.
Steven Tyler and the Silk Scabs. Oh, Maroon 5. It's Maroon 5.
Like the Wukong as well as the Blind. I mean, playing with Cloud Soul is just a terror.
I can't sing that high.
So
I can't. You hear my voice cracked when I tried to sing that high? I can't.
With the Herald, be able to drop this down.
Maybe I sing
that third
it deep.
dragon will spawn. They're trying to take full control of this area. Push in mid, they will be able to get this tower with the crash.
Trying to go
should be able to be the first to move in towards the next dragon. Alvaro's just going to keep going in. It's going to get smoked down, though, by base 1, so Alvaro gets popped out, as Bin was back in base here now. You can see he's coming out to join. Knight going to be TPing up towards that top side. The Riftmaker has been completed there for Bin.
Looking at this one ward sitting on the
Hello?
Raptors.
Hello?
For a potential TP flank from the Gwen.
Vite connect
right now, but it looks like, yeah,
look at
just
that.
not in a position. I love what Baseron's doing, by the way. You'll notice him on the complete other side of the map.
Alright, look at that. MKOI is still playing the game. They're leveraging 2 core of Azir, pushing them out.
Contest this dragon, and that's fine, but I'm going to get whatever camps
Good stuff, good stuff.
If I can't get a camp, I'll set my sights on that
Bin's
top lane
big
tower.
disadvantage is not in the gold department, but it's just the
Elk is going to push Supa back here.
it's the XP department. He's level 11.
Base 1 and Knight move in. They are going to be able to claim that top lane tier 1. Meanwhile, MKOI, mid-jungle, trying to do the same here on the other side. Going to be able to put more gold in the coffers of Jojo, who is up to a 1,100 gold lead right now. Mirwin going to be able to defend the tier 2, as there's no sort of push incoming there. BLG, though, will grab some respawning camps on the exit.
So, KOI have had a much better early game. The question is going to be how well can they execute on the fights.
With the early.
BLG, so far their MSI
I just want to see KOI win a fight. That's what it comes down. We haven't seen them win a fight. Likewise, G2 managed to win some fights, man.
But aside from that, they've just been.
You gotta show that you have knockout power, man.
In the side lane could be in trouble here. Pops the shroud, but the cyclone comes in. They are chasing him down.
All right.
They're gonna knock him down.
You're scoring points. You're scoring some good points. You're scoring some good points here.
They just keep getting picks. I love the way in which
you're scoring some good fucking points.
And it's as rightly as you said.
But this game is not limited to fucking 5 rounds.
At any point in the game,
you must land some fucking
CC of the slows that come down from the Rylai's, the ultimate from Azir if they need it, and the double knockup that
Bin
they have
is
available
the
from the
killable demon king in this one.
It's an easy pick in favor of KOI.
Bin has just been kept down so effectively here. There's always that ticking time bomb of Gwen, though he is going to be continuing to scale. We'll see how Mirwin can perform in these team fights, as he is obviously out to a nice little advantage, up a level and a half, plus the gold advantage there. But Jojo is going to be the biggest problem here for BLG. The question is, can they get in onto him? Can they actually knock him down?
Ben is currently the guy who opens the door when the guy who knocks comes.
To actually get into that backline and knock down Jojo, who has gone for a relatively tanky build. He has quite a bit of extra HP built up. BLG, though, again, they're just right to the objective. They're
got TP, Midwin's got TP.
After it spawns,
I feel like this is a great opportunity, you know, for Jojo and the gang. All right, I want to see it. I want to see it. Alvaro's here. I think Billy might lose the game here. Alvaro with the snap. He gets a triple. Alvaro's a little bit too deep. On falls. Full support's down. Who has the smite? 2,600. Bin on the flank. Base 1 re-enters. Atakan, the smite. Who's going to get it? Oh, the Wukong Q. To snap it. Chupa finds a pocket to play in.
Mirwin goes as well. BLG trying to run for it here. Supa on the side looking for more. Base 1 pushing it back though. Bin in the pit. Gonna be caught with Elyoya and Jojo.
Bin down. Supa kiting.
As Base 1 gonna get pushed back. Elk is running for it, but it's another kill going the way of Jojo.
Elyoya!
trying to stay alive here.
Elioya.
Beishwan slowly catching up. Can he
Supa
hit him
with the
wind becomes
movement.
lightning? No, he cannot. Supa getting
In the
flashed on here
bush.
by Knight. Knight is looking,
Alright.
and he will collect the shutdown.
Calma, calma,
Plus
calma.
636, but it's a much
Calma.
bigger win for
Calma.
MKOI as they grab the Otacon and they win out
They
in
got the
fight.
Otacon, guys. They got the Otacon. They got the Otacon, and it was 3 for 3.
Described as everyone was dashing everywhere. We saw movement over walls. We saw
The only
dodging
fucked up
of
part is
CCs.
Knight got a lot of
On had
kills here.
Really nice ultimate to deny the follow-up coming through from KOI. And I want you to keep track of this engage coming through from the river onto Supa and Mewin. The engage from Alvaro.
I'm loving Alvaro in this series so far.
Beishwan also
Loving
knocks back
Alvaro.
Elioya. The execution of the fight from BLG is really good. To
Supa
separate
also
Alvaro
drifted
from
in
the
this
rest of
fight,
his
man.
team. But the problem is the re-engage
3
from
for
BLG.
3, and they got
just
the
don't have
Otacon.
tools. They've now used everything at their disposal. And
This,
that's when
I
MKOI
don't
look
care
for
about this
the
replay right now,
re-engage.
because the
Elioya
Drake
with a nice
setup is
ulti.
on.
Both, again, the mobility, the dashing from one side of Elk to the other of Mewin, and then it becomes this chase down. Elioya is able to get
Look at
this
Supa
pick up
tether.
onto Bin. Elk ends up dropping as well, but on the other side
I don't know,
of the map,
Supa created
they end up
so
getting
much
that
space in
pick
this one.
onto Supa, and Knight was the one that got up so many. I think he got 3 in total in that fight. So this Victor, even though he's at a massive deficit, has slowly been getting
I see a lot of
kills
T1
and
jerseys in
rolls,
the crowd.
especially thanks to that last fight.
Absolutely. I mean, that initial engage from Alvaro would have been that much more deadly if Elioya had the Cyclone, but it was just still on cooldown at the beginning of the fight. It was only had about 10-15 seconds left.
MKOI bot lane is doing a great job. And it's not like fucking Billy Billy's bot lane is doing bad, bro. Billy Billy's bot lane is also playing insane. Both bot lanes is doing a great job, I think.
They look for it. On is alright, ready to scrap here. He's back
Alright, this is Drake number 3 for Billy Billy. Drake number 2 for KOI. Let's do a little summoner check. No flash, no flash, no flash. Flash on Wukong, flash on Azir. I feel like that could be a difference maker, guys. Bin is level 12. Begins to slice Mirwin a little bit. Bin takes him away. He got Chunk. No W on Bin. Position better for KOI. Jojo Pio maybe can get some stabs in. Getting some stabs in with the Rylai's. Look at Mirwin on the flank. Mirwin on the flank. Very, very... Oh, no! Jojo!
Jojo goes away here trying to survive.
On down.
Supa's gonna knock down on. Supa is gonna get killed off though by Knight. It's back and forth. Kills on the side as Ben is fighting Elioya. It is gonna be able to win out. It's gonna be another kill as well for BLG as Beishwan and Knight combo up to knock down another. It is a 3-kill fight here for BLG. They are not going to stay on the Dragon, though, as Jojo just TP's back at full HP. BLG will back off. No one grabs the Dragon, but BLG win the fight.
You have flash, you have
An
dash.
amazing ultimate onto Jojo that puts him at the precipice of death right at the start of the fight.
Why
Keep your
has
eyes
Bin
on
so
On's ability
useful?
to engage. He finds Jojo in the river.
Why
trying
is-
to get a
why
lot of
has
damage
Bin so
down. The stun
useful?
connects. Jojo has the flash, but he chooses not to use it. He gets forced out of the fight immediately. He has to use the ulti, and the combo looks good on the back line, but the problem is the moment that Jojo's gone, they
Mirwin
run
missed
out
E.
of so much of their damage, which means that the fight becomes very BLG favored. They end up getting a 3 for 2, but the re-arrival of Jojo
I don't know,
means that BLG
Ben
can't
looks like he has
stick
4 items on this
Jojo, though,
Gwen.
barely even
The way
ahead
he does
anymore.
damage.
Knight, though, could be in some trouble. Has no flash. Is going to get chased down here. Alvaro looking
Alright,
good.
alright, I
sidestep,
like
but
it,
doesn't
I
even
like it.
matter. Supa comes in and picks up the kill.
I
And
like
that is
it.
a big one. Should
like
gain
it.
MKOI.
That's a Drake.
Another Dragon here.
Knight is
Even
getting
up
caught on the
Dragon score,
mid-wave.
taking their second of the game.
Alvaro finds him.
Small oversteps from BLG
Brother
are
Knight.
effectively being punished by KOI.
Dana.
Knight dropping means a lot
60
of their damage
Gs, baby.
falls to the wayside. And the Dragon is secured. Now equalized. KOI in game 2 have come alive, and they are fighting back.
You can see Jojo now has that Bloodletter's curse.
Billy Billy give? Yeah, they have no Victor. Super with the cleanse. On Leona ult 7, deadly man.
Beishwan grouping up once again. BLG are just always 3 or 4 strong. It feels like fighting in the river. Both of these games, clearly they came in with a plan. We're going to contest vision non-stop. We're going to put the pressure on. And in game 2, MKOI have been much more equipped to deal with it. They have been fighting back. Alvaro has been there every time on his stepping forward here, trying to get that control. As MKOI know, they cannot allow BLG to play the game at their pace. They need to match it. They need to control the game just as much.
And I'm just
I don't know, Billy Billy is so good and so bad at the same time.
Of course, it's been a while since he's returned to the international stage. He talked domestically about how he took it for granted, his first opportunity, because he just expected to make it back over and over again. And he was denied so many opportunities. But so far in this series, he's been playing well. And in this game, a lot of the weight is sitting on his shoulders. A 6-0-3 Azir, 3 items completed. It is important that he stays alive in the fight because he is so much of the team's damage.
It really is, and I mean, you can understand why he took it for granted.
Ben's
because he
biggest
came
problem
into the
still is his
league
XP, bro.
on
Like,
AG
he's
and
level
immediately won
13.
and went, to MSI, and then went
He's
to
fucking
Worlds,
level
and it was kinda
13,
just that
guys.
feeling of,
Like, look how
it's the
homeless
norm,
he
right?
is.
It's the expectation.
In the XP
But hadn't
department.
been able to make it back for quite some time, and now here, the first ever international league event in Canada, getting to play at home, being in a position to carry this game against BLG, to be the first team to actually take a game off of them here at MSI, as they have won 7 straight. But of course, it is far from over. BLG have fought back from deficits so many times, and their team fighting is just so damn tough to deal with. You can see Knight now incredibly tanky, as On is going to get interrupted there on the recall. Jojo is here. On's going to have to flash out. Alvaro trades a flashback, but Supa goes in with the killer instinct and gets another one.
Could be a Baron, but it's a risky start. There's a lot of poke on the side of
Come on
BLG
now.
with both the Victor and the Corki.
Come on
I
now.
think they should just be happy with the pick, with Supa losing his ulti.
Koi finding the
It's a scary
freebies,
fight
baby.
to start.
They're finding my freebies. They're finding the
Gonna
freebies.
face check Elyoya, and Elyoya gonna try to knock
Elkovic.
down the Corki. The
Elkovic.
Corki's in a lot of trouble. Flashes
Wow.
away from Mirwin. Mirwin looking to try to get back in.
R2?
Trying to beat a force, and he can, but he
Yeah.
cannot. Mirwin grabs the kill, and then on the other side is gonna fall as well. Jojo Pyun goes godlike in Canada, and MKOI have their eyes set on the Baron.
MKOI finds so many picks. Elyoya sitting in that brush.
Elyoya,
I mean, I
Alvaro.
wasn't expecting it, and BLG definitely wasn't. Elk gets caught out. That cascades into another pick, and Koi get themselves the Baron here in game 2.
A 5,000 gold lead now here for MKOI. They are really starting to pull away. They've claimed the last 2 dragons. They've won some fights here, have been crushing Bin in the side lanes, and now really looking to try to seal the deal here on this first win for them.
Elyoya just snuck his way in. Elk wasn't expecting this at all. The
Holy.
amount of damage that Elyoya was able to find. Oh, go back and
What?
punch.
What is Beishuan doing?
Trying to finish him off, but
Beishuan,
can't quite
you're not
do it.
allowed to be here,
Alvaro
Beishuan.
there appealed just
You're not allowed to
barely.
be here,
Mirwin, though,
Beishuan.
coming in from behind, and now BLG may
You're not
have
allowed to be here,
overextended.
Beishuan.
We can see Beishuan trying to finish off Supa. He can't do it
Supa.
under the tower. Supa makes it happen, but the teleport's coming in now from Knight. Is
Supa.
on the other side. It's going to be Bin fighting with Elk against Elyoya and Jojo, and they do push them back.
Bin is just
The teleport
holding them
arrives
off.
there from Knight, but no more kills do happen. Wukong fancies his chances.
Bin is
here.
holding them off
That's
with
a
level
jungler
14
up 2
Gwen.
levels
This is the
on
strongest
top
level
laner for
14 Gwen I've ever
BLG.
seen.
Bit of a desperate attempt from BLG. Beishuan stealing away the Raptors, runs into Supa, knows that he has the ability to kill him.
Bin is completely
but
aura
he just
farming on
doesn't
this
quite
Gwen
have the
game. Like, he
resources
ran it
needed.
down
And
for
then a
sure,
TP
but
comes through
he's
from Knight
aura
as well.
farm so
BLG
much.
scattered towards the end of this game, and Koi looking to punish as much as they can.
Bro,
They send
Jojo
their
Pyun
sights
looks
to the
so
tier 2 in the bot
presidential
lane.
the way
picks
he is
come
holding
down
up
to
his
mid
hands.
as well. Koi putting the pressure on.
Absolutely are looking.
Koi is gay guy winning, guys. It's Jover. It's Jover.
For a very tanky build.
We're going to game 3.
As well as the Roa. So he's
Guys,
miles away
I bet
from
my
both
whole
Death, as
hair
well as Death Cap. You know,
and
these
my
kind of
ball
flaky
sack
items
on
that
the
you really
idea
think
that we
of
go to game
allowing
3.
you
I
to try to
promise
take
you we go
over
game
a
3.
fight. And MKOI now nearly 9,000 gold ahead. You can see the Red Bull Baron power play plus 5,200 gold with still a lot of time left to pick up more.
Dragon spawns in 20 seconds. It, of course, not the soul, but it will put either side on soul point. Koi bounce back effectively from game 1. They're looking to equalize this series up. They're keeping the waves pushed, making it that much harder. But again, I draw your attention to the
Supa
minimap.
is so
You'll
clean.
notice they do have these wards as possible TP options. And again,
Alvaro going for the engage. He's gonna
Alvaro!
preempt it. They're looking for Knight. He goes into stasis. They're trying to peel
Alvaro!
but Knight is in a lot of trouble. Jojo goes in and Beishuan goes down. And goes through into the back
End the
line.
game, baby.
And it's
End the
knocked
game.
down. It's
End the
Elk trying to
game.
follow. It's
End the
MKOI
game, baby.
crushing
Take the
fight.
Nexus.
Crushing the
1-1.
game.
Equalize,
Looking to put
baby.
their
Come
eyes
on,
the
Koi.
Nexus
Come
now.
on,
MKOI
Koi.
Going forward. It's
Come
just
on,
been
Koi.
alive here, and he is not going to be able to stop MKOI. It looks like we're going to have a tied series here. As they lost game 1, but they roar back to life in game number 2. MKOI looking poised on the international stage. We are all tied up.
Koi bounce back beautifully. They play the fights well. They find some very valuable picks. And Jojo comes up huge. A great performance from the home crowd hero.
Incredible stuff from Jojo. Really big bounce back game there from MKOI. They've got to be so happy about that after a dominant game one from BLG.
100%.
Some teams would have crumbled, but MKOI matched their pace. They have been looking incredible.
Bro, the bot lanes are playing, I think supports are playing both fantastic. Alvaro though is fucking insane.
Lose game one to give him false hope and then smack him in game two.
We did it! Let's go! We're profiting!
Oh, okay,
That North American mid laner we gave you was looking pretty good.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, they were like 10K ahead at the end, and I was shaking in my boots.
The entire
still.
time, my right shoulder's not feeling too good with how hard you're holding it.
Oh
Those fights were really close, though.
Yeah.
Nah, Ben
This
was
game was just pick after pick after pick.
Ben was a terrorist.
MKOI, they
Like,
just sent
there's
it
no
and they
other way
started
to
on
put
mid.
it.
Okay, let's look at this because Ben was having a horror of a game, right?
Yes, he was. I mean, he took TP and Ignite for the matchup. They clocked that in there just like you were hitting me. Continue to hit me because they were hitting him. This was great because already Ben was actually just taking a 1v2 with the wave so far out. That was just a mistake on his end. But they clued that he was going to keep fighting for those angles. And then here comes Elyoya, and he was on the map constantly.
We talked a lot about Elyoya and Alvaro linking up before this. It's something we absolutely did not see.
I'm still
in
not
game
impressed
one,
by a
Raz, but
Western
this is
win.
what it can look like, and I know you love his rel.
I really do.
Yeah,
and
take a
so,
break.
Like, I just enjoy being able to see Elyoya like be able to impact the map alongside Alvaro, and they were able to do this game. I got to see two picks that I really wanted to see from this team. Yes, the rel, but also JoJo's Azir, and that's I feel like
How can
my
people be
favorite
so
composition
boring,
for
bro?
the squad.
I mean, it was a great comp, and it
Like
was
all
great
this
play right
Adam
there.
guy does, all he
kept
does
on
is
going for
complain,
Vixen. It
bro.
wasn't just
All he
Vin.
does.
We showed a lot of
All
Vin there,
day,
but they
all his
also were able
messages
to
just
pick off
complaining.
Knight. They picked
Here,
off Elliot,
complain,
picked off
YouTube,
Han.
complain.
They kept up the pace.
He needs a
of
break,
this
guys.
game,
He needs a
and
break.
They're playing with
He's having a
confidence.
Kit Kat, guys.
Like even like looking towards Mirwin, he was like finding great angles, like pushing out inside, looking through mid, because they recognized that BLG was going to try
1 hour
like,
break.
fight for vision or look for Baron, like try
We
and
have
see.
a Kali on this board.
Yeah, throw it in there.
Where's that Akali?
Wait, where is Akali?
We need to make the Akali right now.
Don't do that. We
We need to make the Akali right
No,
now.
bring it back because we can take some off that they've already
okay,
played.
okay.
That's
so,
true.
let's take a look. Rumble, off.
Galio's gone too.
Okay, okay.
Gone.
Off.
Nice. Sadly, your bot lane took your
Forest,
Varus
he
from
can't
William.
play it top. That's Aurora's off, luckily. So, I mean, we still have a couple of interesting mirror picks.
Yeah.
I gotta
True,
say.
that's fair, that's fair. The Maokai's off too, so none of that there for Ben.
No,
but, like, yeah.
but as I say, I was shaking my boots a little bit because BLG is a top-tier team, and we were talking about it so much that they will use everything as a
Yeah,
prop
Night Rain is a good time.
to fight.
Night Rain is a
Oh,
good
you wanna
time,
come
man.
clear this ward that we just put here
I wish
for
I had
no
more time to play
reason?
Night Rain,
Auto will
but I don't
engage
have
on
enough
you.
time to play
Like,
Night
even
Rain.
with the lead that they had, MKOI, like that dragon fight, I'm like, please, On, you have to stop at some point because he pushes for the engage immediately, gets a pick before like MKOI even gets to rally around, and that was an MKOI lead that they had at that point. I'm like, oh, so we do all this good work at the beginning of the game, and then it's just BLG team fight win, and but they didn't look like that for the rest of the game.
No, it's true, and BLG got some good engages as well. What did you think? I mean, retrospect is everything, but the
I like
fact
that a lot, bro.
Koi held the trigger a little bit, right? They didn't want to. They didn't want to fight at every point. They just had to. Sorry.
Highest chance of upset win. I'm telling you guys, highest chance of upset win.
No problem.
Highest chance of upset win. It's on.
A little bit of comms.
Even though I corrected myself here, highest chance of upset win.
For MKOI, they could have taken more skirmishes. They could have taken more.
Highest
fights,
chance.
They kept singling out one person. I thought it was going to come and bite them that they kept putting Bin down and that he still would scale, but he didn't.
Yeah, and even though we were having that like Bin death reel, it continued on later on in the game because Bin will try and get as much as he can to come back into the game. So if he's pushing past River, that's one thing he'll try and do. And Elyoya is like, nah, we're not letting that happen. And he's repeatedly trying to punish that pick. Bin is going to remember that for the next few games.
Yes, and we do have the interview, so we're going to head over to Laura now, who has a very special guest in the audience.
Absolutely shocked. I have Skane with me, content creator and co-streamer for MKOI. First impressions on game.
Well, we just won. It feels amazing to win Cycle BLG. I think they're a really good and really strong team, and it's feeling great.
You
Bro,
were
they beat
backstage, listening to the comms and everything. Tell me more about this. How are they feeling?
I mean,
Ben
the
Gwen.
team is really confident. Even in like the first game being like take A behind, they were confident they are winning. And in the second game, everything was really controlled, really good, and the team really thinks that they can win and they can make it. So it's feeling like that on the backstage.
I see a lot of predictions behind us. I see 3-0, 3-1, 3-2. Which one is it going to be?
I mean, I hope it's 3-1, maybe 3-2, but I think we're gonna win. Let's see.
Let's keep the confidence. Gracias por la entrevista. Shocks, over to you.
Thank you to you both. Thank you so much.
I like the confidence.
Yeah. I mean, Skate's been
Bro, they
involved
beat
from the
Gwen
very,
on
very
Bin.
beginning, and that is really an MKOI
They beat
family.
Ben win.
But we need
They
to talk
beat
about how the
Gwen
mid-lane
Ban.
matchup is evolving. It was also our featured matchup.
Yeah.
Is this what you come to expect from JoJo?
And for me, yes.
I turned into
mean, going
XQC
up
for a
against
second,
Knight,
bro.
Just
Fuck.
talking about how great Knight is individually, I thought it was going to be a little tough, especially with the matchup being as it was. But I think JoJo had the lead, kept the lead, which I was really happy with. That was the one question I had in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, he's been super good. He kept his farm up. He was really good in a lot of these skirmishes. It was just, I did get worried in that one dragon fight where he got hit with the Leona.
Guys,
ultimate
Victor
at the
is the
very
most useless
beginning
champion in the game.
and almost got taken down.
I think it might be.
Out.
Yeah.
But,
I fucking hate
that
this
was
champ.
really like the only moment of weakness that he showed in the entire one. It's really cool that we get to bring this graphic back because it's such a bounce back from game number 1 was so Knight-sided, and in game number 2, JoJo was huge.
Or even the Otacon fight where felt like Bin blocked him from being able to access the backline. Moments like these happen, it's fine, but then being able to regroup and come in stronger for the next fight.
Look how
is
he's
something
zooming
to
in,
look
bro.
Absolutely. I think Supa also had
Bro
a great
zoomed in
game.
completely, bro.
Pivotal in some of that positioning.
He fucking zoomed in
but now
completely,
we're all
bro.
squared up. And of course, you're still playing versus BLG, but I think MKOI have activated their trap card, or BLG have activated MKOI's trap card, because they're going to be on blue, meaning we get the Mirwin show, maybe?
He lost a lot of his picks, but he has way more in the tank.
What are we going to see? So how do you recoup for Bin? Like, he's mauling after that.
Yeah, I think he's going to have an easy time wiping that from his memory, you know, focus in on more 1v1s. Because it did start out, you were talking about Supa, and I think that was good, giving him credit, because him and Alvaro, really, really good job. I felt like they started the momentum in this, you know, as soon as they got their top kill on him, then they got the, you know, play on Knight in mid lane, and it really was kind of the start of the confidence. So I hope that we do get to see more El Yoya being very proactive on that Wukong. Maybe continuing to attack Bin, you know, but they also could go for the bot
Melted
side.
and Zep, they're cooking, and we
Yes,
trust
they
them.
are.
Let's see if we get all 5 games today. I certainly hope so, but one of the teams is going to make it to match point first. Will it be BLG or will it be Movistar KOI?
Draft 3 prediction.
All right, guys. I just landed in.
I ain't got the bandwidth. We just let it roll. We let it roll.
Play the local way.
This guy seems like AI. Look at the smile he drops here, bro. He just seems like AI.
Play the local way. Pay your way.
Look at that smile, bro. That's AI, bro. There's something uncanny about it. We use Mastercard, guys. Great sponsor. I think.
Get summer ready at Verizon.
Prove you aren't AI.
All new and existing customers get iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us.
There you go.
Yep, iPhone 16 Pro
AI
on
enhanced.
us.
GG.
Only with Verizon.
It's actually mental that they had this in. Bro, I didn't, bro, I can't believe it. Bro, bro, I didn't think it was this fucking so sensual. I thought it was just like a simple, like, oh, you know? But, bro, that shit. That is crazy. Bro, one more time. Let's remove that shit, bro. Let's just remove the tonight. I get it. Bro, I didn't. Pit, bro, my watch was telling me my heart rate was 160. Where was this? In Cologne?
Let me throw it down to the ground, make them turn around in the dark and light.
Engage. He's gonna preempt it, and they're looking for Knight. He goes into stasis. They're trying to peel for him, but Knight is in a lot of trouble. Jojo goes in, and Beishuan goes down. In goes Zubin in the back line, and it's Knight down. It's Elcher to follow. It's MKOI crushing the fight, crushing the game, looking to put their eyes on the Nexus now. MKOI going forward. It's just been alive here, and he is not going to be able to stop MKOI. It looks like we're going to have a tied series here as they lost game one, but they roar back to life in game number two. MKOI looking poised on the international stage. We are all tied up. Welcome back to MSI 2025 as we are heading on to game number 3 here between BLG and MKOI. The script has been flipped a little bit here as the other Western teams won game 1, then lost the next 3. Now
it's looking
Damian
like
Williams donated $5 through Super Chat. We are blessed with much more
So you
competitive
just want
quarters
the
than
pattern to
expected.
continue.
As a Cats fan, I am super happy with how he has been playing his heart out.
Yo, shout out to Damian Williams. Thank you for the kind message. I'm also hype about how Caps is playing.
Now, I
Very
will
good to
say
see
the
it.
KOI's approach of removing both the Annie and the Ahri, limiting Knight's pool as much as
NA
they
better
can,
than EU
seems to
while
be a
EU is
pretty
playing.
effective strategy.
Yeah,
His
guys,
Victor by no means
definitely
was bad,
American.
but the level of impact on game 1
Twisting the
compared to
fat
game
ban
2,
on
you
blue.
could really feel
This is the
it.
first red side game we see from KOI now. Annie ban, Puppy ban still stands.
Ratcheting up the pace at which they were playing it, right? They really did accelerate how they were
I think
playing.
both junglers
When you
want to
look at
play
game
Sejuani
1,
maybe now.
It was MKOI trying to sit back
Maybe a little
and try to
Silas on
scale
3.
and trying to just kind of avoid fights.
How are we going
BLG
to
was
treat
saying,
Ahri?
no,
That's the
we are
question
going
as
to
well.
force you to fight us. We are going to come and take everything from you. If
Maybe
you do
they,
not.
maybe Billy
And it
Billy
felt
will
like
first
MKOI
pick
could
buy
not
here
match that
for
pace.
Beishuan.
Game 2, we come in here. Alvaro is everywhere contesting on, and constantly we saw Elyoya as well as Jojo.
Sejuani ban. Billy Billy is definitely first picking buy. And then I think that the MKOI would just hold the Ahri ban here.
Looking very, very good.
They're just banning Ahri here.
Talia is up and had been banned out, every time. Talia and Vi both up and available because BLG have been on red side. Exactly, they're trying to force that ban. And so you're going to have to pick which do you
has
not
the
want to
precious
play
hair in the
against.
land, bro.
And I think, with the Talia getting banned out, it could easily be a Vi first pick here.
Oh, Talia was open. Sorry, guys. But I think like this, with the Talia ban, then you have to take the Ari away, and it's okay. And then Knight will play Silas.
So I think that it could be a bit of a risk.
What does MKOI have planned for that, guys?
Will respond, because when we talk about JoJo's pool, like Ari is one of his favorite picks. It's something
Trundle is also out already.
Spring.
Ezreal. There's no Kai'Sa.
Can enable it, but you got to remember Xin, Wukong, Panth, and Vi.
It's
now
Knight Silas, guys.
And Knight has the
Jesus, I've never seen someone so aggressively rub their eyes.
Lean towards to give him a good
I'm gonna put eye drops in.
I mean, they ban out the Trundle, which can be a difficult matchup. It is going to be Knight Silas here getting locked in. I do like the Ezreal for Supa.
I think Sion into Ari and Ezreal showing makes a lot of sense.
It's also a good
I think Ambessa. Pick Ambessa here and drop jungle,
no?
no?
Just gonna slam down a Sion top lane here and dare Mirwin to try to do something about it. And now we have to see, do they want to match top lane here, or are they going to go for a different angle?
I like Mirwin and Ambessa.
See in the jungle already.
And then let Elioya cook something.
To imagine that they're going to go towards the jungle.
Wow, Aatrox. That's unique. I saw Mirwin more as an Ambessa player.
I mean, what I'll say about Koi is, I think
Bin Sion is alright.
We've seen Elioya.
I don't see Mirwin as a big Aatrox player.
Nefiri Ari.
But it's a good matchup. It's a good champ. I don't mind it.
We've also seen things like
I don't mind it.
Poppy is still available, for example. It's a very good matchup, especially with both the Silas and a Vi on the other side. But I'm surprised that they wouldn't want to prioritize that. Instead, they wanted to make sure.
I think we should ban Lucian.
Matchup on the top side of the map, going into the Sion.
Also, really
something that Billy could have picked. They could have gone Lucian Army, but they really wanted Silas for Knight, which is understandable.
Support champions that is up and available. The big four have already been played through these first two games. Nico, another one that you were talking about as far as being a good engaged tool here. But clearly, thus far, BLG more concerned about poke pairings with the Ezreal, which are obviously very common.
All right, ban Lucian, please. Lucian. Ban Lucian. Don't let enemy Lucian. Don't let them Lucian. Don't let them Lucian. Don't let them Lucian.
Nico, I think. I think Nautilus still works. I think you can go a lot of different routes. I also think that if BLG is showing a lot of dive as they are, then things like Renata.
What is the jungle pick that we're picking?
The question is, are you going to be able to find hard engage from your jungle pick?
What is the jungle pick? What is the AD champion that I'm forgetting about, guys?
There is no hard engage. There's just JoJo ulting forward and trying to charm someone. And that is not going to be super reliable. So I wouldn't be shocked to just see something like the Nautilus, unless they have kind of a pocket jungle pick that they think is going to do enough as far as the engage is concerned.
Well, we're just waiting to see what they decide to lock in. The timer is running out. And it is going to be the Nautilus.
Oh, Nautilus.
I mean, I think it's not what they want for their
with Braum out, can they play any Renata lane?
Positionally, how are we going to play this game?
Renata could get dangerous here.
The Braum, and I think it was a great ban coming through from BLG.
Oh shit! Is this Caitlyn Renata?
Nico or
Renata also very good.
I think Caitlyn Nico makes a lot of sense. Renata to me, it's like they have enough poke that so it is going to be the more aggressive option. Not taking Nico. It's going to be Kate Elise here. You hit a cocoon, the trap follows it up. There's an incredible amount of burst. The amount
Elioya,
of
Nafiri.
comes, from that headshot, from that.
It's Nafiri time, no?
Is going to get people low.
Nafiri, Lee Sin.
To potentially finish you off.
Also, don't be surprised.
Nafiri, Lee Sin.
Even though this can be a hyper-oppressive
Lee Sin closely.
Fine moving the
Elioya won back-to-back championships. Rookie split. Rookie of the year. MVP.
All right. One of the comfortable picks here for Elioya.
And Nafiri is good too, guys. Nafiri is good too.
This split wasn't really expecting it.
Both are good. Both are good.
So it is going to be Nafiri. They are going towards comfort there. They have the engage secured here with the Nautilus.
Both are good. Both are good. Both are good.
The question is, how will this bot lane go? I think a lot of BLG's success is going to be riding on how Elk and On perform in this 2v2. It's just hard to get value on the Elise later on in the game if you don't create good early advantages. I mean, Nautilus is going to show up, is going to press R on someone, is going to get something done. Whereas
I need you to level 3 gank bots. I need you to level 3 gank bot.
Really create that advantage. So
I need you to cook this lane matchup.
BLG be effective at is their bot lane 2 versus 2. I think that Elkanon in the straight up laning phase have gotten the better of Super and Alvaro. Where I think Alvaro has stood out is, you highlighted it after game 1.
Why did Billy ban TF if they picked Silas? Because they picked Silas into Ari.
Impressive. In game 2, he found some great well engagements.
Maybe if TF is open, then they're going to leave their mid pick till 3. And then they pick TF into Ari, counter Silas, and it goes around like that.
They're a key piece of what sets up the team fights for their teams.
Do you want sushi? Not right now, no.
Also have
Thank
to
you.
talk about Knight on this Silas. You know,
Hardcore, thank you very much for the Prime Gaming. Thank you very much, everybody. If you want to deflect yourself from ads, make sure to
good win rates on a lot of
drop subs or hold up your adblock shields, whatever you want to do to defend your attention span.
Player, Silas is like Victor, I don't associate with Knight. Silas, I definitely do.
Syndra, Ari, Silas, these kind of champions, I really do think about him playing. And you can see they wanted to get aggressive here. Knight moves down, and now they're going to try to look for a bit of a wraparound as Supa maybe forced to actually start Arcane Shift and is going to be forced to do that on, try to get some more damage down, and they force out the flash. The Abscond Abduct came through from Knight.
Damn, already flash gone.
So this is tough now for Supa. He's going to be starting E level 1 with no flash. And that means also, guess what, Alvaro, it's no longer your jungle. You have got to get out of there as well. Yoya moving over to try to contest here, but as the minions spawn, Alvaro loses basically all of his health. So now this bot side is truly BLG's, and we'll see.
I told you guys in previous games.
On the other side, base
the early game.
Alvaro just gonna have to
can
go
you
back to
refresh stream?
base.
Yeah, I can. The early game, if Billy have strong early games, they are fucking dangerous, bro.
Position to contest them, and now they've set up this bot lane 2v2 perfectly, with no way for Supa to last hit the minions. With On just denying him that experience, Koi find themselves on the back foot right from the level 1.
And remember, Supa is not playing Cleanse. He is playing the barrier instead, and On has been fantastic so far in this tournament.
Right.
Get a little bit of chunk down. He was
They have good vision. I want to see what Nafiri does, guys. What will Nafiri cook? Because Nafiri has mid prio. I want to see Nafiri fight enemy red and just cross into bot and make an explosive game. You know?
And already here
that's what I need.
He's off to an incredible start.
They're actually looking for the dive here already, and I think they might be able to get it. First blood in the 2v2, a straight up dive onto the Nautilus.
Beautiful.
What the fuck?
Beautiful play from the BLG bot lane. Like, Alvaro didn't get a chance to move. 100-0. They secure an advantage.
Oh my god, man.
Knight going back in here, hits the Abscond Abduct, and the charm goes wide there from JoJo. Nice sidestep by Knight. Makes it so it's a bit more of an even trade, but that was really confident, to say the least. I mean, On goes for a cocoon flash under the enemy tower here at level 2.
Absolutely crazy.
Makes it work. They know their limits.
It was extremely well played, and now On, he's not going to slow down. This is what you need to do on
honestly,
the
Spider-Man.
Be active on the map. Has the cocoon.
Oh my god, the cocoon buffer.
Flash out of there. Even with the charm coming through.
On has been on one, bro.
Before he can actually get that cocoon down. Really great play from On already, making such a difference.
And the timing on the swap is fantastic as well, because they're going to arrive on the top side of the map. The wave is bouncing back towards them. Bin can just TP back to bot lane, and he can go and catch that wave. And again, you'll notice the wave state. This is why it's super awkward for Mirwin, because now he's just going to get zoned away from this farm. Elkanon can create a freeze, and this matchup that's supposed to be favorable for the Aatrox is just going to be very difficult.
Yep, it's favorable against the Sion, not against 1v2 here against this bot lane. And Sion,
I swapped
notoriously
already.
one of, if not the best at playing weak side. So he's going to go down towards that bot lane and be incredibly difficult to punish
That's a
here.
freeze for Mirwin. I don't know how they're going to fix this, man. It's going to take them so long.
Perfectly done by
I don't know,
BLG.
even swapping into top is going to be so rough.
You have to swap back. You need
It's
to get the bot lane
so
2 versus
rough,
2
guys.
back into this matchup.
Ezreal is walking top on a wave that is frozen, level 3 against 3-3, and Alvaro's 2. How do they repair top wave?
Oh, I guess the level 3. That's what he was
They have to
fishing
repair the top wave. How?
Get that level 3 now. And the call was purchased by Elk as he got it off of that early first blood here. So he is going to be scaling, and he's going to be a problem on this Caitlyn. If MKOI can't do anything to slow him down, Elioya and Alvaro moving up towards this top side, though, will get eyes here onto Beishwan. They spot him, and Beishwan's going to be behind his bot lane, making sure that there's no angle for a dive.
Why is Elise super good? Elise is very powerful from level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and has insanely powerful dive. Really good base damage.
Going to look. Remember, no flash available on Supa. Can they find the angle? Q
wow,
flash. Of course
the Q flash. Supa has no flash, remember.
Blocked by Alvaro. Beautifully done by the Nautilus, but can he get away now? He's in
Varo.
trouble. Flashes out to safety.
Elioya
arrived, trying to take down Beishwan. Beishwan in a lot of trouble, but Elk pushing back the MKOI jungler.
Didn't have enough steam
well handled, though,
to kill
by
Beishwan.
Supa and Alvaro to get out alive.
So Elioya didn't base yet.
From Alvaro and Supa. Supa has to invest the barrier very early, but Alvaro, he
By already
body blocks
based,
the
so she was very strong
to
here.
make sure that his AD carry can get away to safety.
Very well done by Alvaro again.
Elioya actually had a kill angle there onto Beishwan, but he decides not to overextend.
Good laning from Jojo Pyum.
And instead chooses to retreat. Good damage comes through from Jojo in the mid lane matchup. No TP available on Knight. Jojo going to try and interrupt the back. No, going to allow it to come through. We'll be able to get a push off.
Knight's going to lose CS here. He doesn't have TP.
A lot of farmers going to be lost
doing very
here
well
by
lane wise.
So at the very least for Koi, the mid lane matchup is going well. But meanwhile on the weak side, Bin, he has a nice farm advantage. In the 2 versus 2, Alkanon have a huge lead. Everything going the way of BLG here in this early game.
This is Jojo's second split here, in the LEC. He's the first import to EU from NA. Definitely, really leveled up in that second split. In NA was famous for his laning phase, and I think that started to really shine through in the second split and in playoffs. And we can see here again, making the most of this range versus melee matchup. He'll collect the CS, and he'll be up back again about 2 full waves overnight.
Decided to go for the early Oblivion Orb to try and help mitigate some of that healing that will come through on the Sylas as more damage is being experienced by the MKOI bottom lane. I mean, we go back to the draft. You talked about how Elise is a champion that falls off much later into the game, and it's true. In the team fight, she can lock down a single target. Locking down that target.
The bleeding stop and Supa has flash now.
On is doing everything that he's supposed to in this early game.
Did Nafiri get spotted mid? That's what I'm wondering.
And now they're threatening a dive. Remember, Elise, fantastic.
Okay, they're not sending it. They have too few minions to do this, and Elioya is not showing up. Beishwan has 6 advantage.
Beishwan came up there and he hit 6 by soaking some of that experience. So now
Max on
has
support
that additional power of the level 6 ultimate unlocked here. And they have their own Ahri Vi with the stolen Ahri ult here on Knight. So definitely going to have to be careful there around the mid lane, and Elioya knows it. He is hovering here, trying to soak some experience and see if he can get his own level 6. Is Knight going to go aggressive? Will get charmed. And nice sidestep there from Jojo, but the stolen ulti is going to be used. Elioya, though, here to try to push Knight
Knight
back,
used a
and
big
Knight
CD
will
here,
have to
guys.
retreat
Big CD.
back to the tower. They don't get the ultimate off of Jojo, so still will have that
Means
critical
Knight has no
playmaking
Ahri
tool.
ult now for the grubs.
Bit of an experience advantage for Knight, even though he finds himself so far
Midwin
behind.
looked pretty awkward there on the Aatrox in these trades whenever they switch over.
Of course, it's still relatively early
I just see him way more as an Ambessa player.
Should get better as the game continues.
I think of Midwin as the Ambessa guy, not as a Aatrox guy.
Is that Mirwin hasn't gotten back to base again because Bin got the push.
I
and then
don't
he ulted
see him
back
as an
to lane.
Aatrox
So you
at
can see
all.
the buy obviously much better there for Bin. Does have 1,200 plus combat stats, gold worth of combat stats after that D-shield, where it's just the longsword on the other side. So, expected that Mirwin would be getting bullied from that spot, but good job by Bin to get
Guy called
priority,
Tempest
to get push,
is asking
and to be able
for
to get that
Kenanokin.
advantageous buy that is taking away a lot of the point of power here from MKOI, and BLG are immediately over to these grubs. It looks like MKOI are moving down, but I'm not sure if they're actually going to fully commit to a contest. First grub is already gone, and I think they're just going to have to give it up.
I like what Elioya is doing though. Look, he's shadowing the lane. I wonder if he's going to try for a lane gank if he can sneak in behind. Still the fog of war. Doesn't want to get spotted out by any minions.
Beishwan is still here. Beishwan is doing his best Shuna impression, guys.
It's always a bit risky here because Elioya is in the area, but Beishwan is
All
here
right,
as well. Repels in and just gets blown up.
They say arigato gozaimasu. No repel there. No repel. Elk wants more.
Getting Elk low. Elk should be able to back off and survive. A great play there, though, from MKOI. Their jungler
Good
was
back and
waiting.
forth here.
Bindo
Good
on the
back and
bot side,
forth.
looking here for
The
more.
Alvaro
Mirwin will have to base,
Elioya
and finally
synergy
we'll
is
be able to
showing
get another
through.
buy.
So they move the Ahri into top lane. I wonder if Jojo just wanted to be ready for the play, but having him on the top side of the map,
I think red side.
I think is a completely
Red
fine
side
play.
should scale better. I'm not a big buyer of Caitlyn Elite scaling,
independently overnight.
but Sylas is also really powerful this game. I think Sylas is unkillable. It's honestly not so black and white the scaling. I feel like both teams scale pretty decently here. It's like Sion's gonna be so strong, but I do think like if Aatrox gets 3 items, Nafiri gets 3 items, I think they become pretty OP this game. Like when the death stances come through, I think these champions become really OP.
Should be aware that he's on the weak side.
Yeah, on hit the vision plant, even though it didn't go towards him, they likely noticed it. And we'll see if they can
I don't know. I need to
on.
pull up how many games of
Aatrox
Aatrox does Midwin have career-wide. I don't see it as his champion at all. I don't remember him playing it ever in the LEC.
Though onto Mirwin, and he will lose some of his health as a result. The plates
Midwin.
by this BLG duo.
Yeah, this is his first Aatrox in spring.
Considered not that big. It is just
let's look at season 14.
Over Supa.
Season 14, 2 Aatrox games, 2 losses. And in season 15, it's his first Aatrox.
They're very
Ambessa is his most played. Look at that. Ambessa is his most played. Like,
it's the same has been true in every single game now. First Dragon, first Grubs. MKOI not been in the best positions to really contest these objectives. It's not the end of the world. They'll still have ways to fight back later on into the game.
yeah, mid game Ezreal spikes and Ahri spikes.
Into this mid lane
So we shall see.
Sion very effective on the weak side, playing in the 2 versus 1, whereas Mirwin is getting bullied quite a lot. Still a ways away from his first item. But,
Alvaro gonna flash forward here. Does connect the hook onto
I was so angry.
No one's even near you. So
happens, guys, happens.
Just discern some dominance.
I guess he was aware that Alioya had his
It
ulti
happens.
available.
Looking here onto Jojo. Jojo has popped the flash and interrupted the Iskana Duck with his charm. He wants to go for more. Tries to get some healing back. Knight backing it out. Jojo waiting for
look at
his
Beishran. He's already here. Beishran is doing really well in this game, I think. Beishran is actually getting all the farm, and he's defending where he needs to be. I think Beishran is doing a great job this game so far.
But now he's exposed to a dive.
The whole squad is here. Q flash, ulti to follow. He's gonna get knocked up and knocked down. Knight even grabs it with the explosion off the Q. Nice play from BLG, rotating up and helping out Knight. And just like that, gold lane completely gone for Jojo.
It's that classic of
Really good read there from
why don't you
Beishran.
play safe? You know, my man is
That's a
sitting
fucking
underneath
clean
his
gang, bro.
tower. He has
Clean
his
and
flash
mean.
available. He even gets it off, but it's still not enough to get him
That
away to
was
safety.
very
A good
Chinese.
collapse comes through from BLG. They found a really nice window where Alioya could be
Yeah,
in
but
a
this
position to
Oblivion
respond.
of
And now that lead that Jojo built,
like it's
disappears.
giving him initiative
so
against the
frustrating to be in
Sylas
that
the whole
situation.
game.
You're slowly
Like
building
it's
this incremental
important.
advantage over 10 minutes of laning. And then
You can't
one
look at the
good play
game so
from
black and
BLG,
white.
and it is
It's like,
just
oh, he bought an
gone.
item that delays
Bin
good
definitely going
items.
to be a
Why
bit of a
doesn't he buy
problem here.
Death
This
Cap
guy is getting
Void?
incredibly tanky.
The strongest
Baseline
items.
now level 9 on the Vi, has had the Sundered guy here for a bit, but Knight is going to be able
It's
to
just that
finish
Jojo Pion
rocket
has
belt.
pressured and he
BLG
sees
are starting to hit
advantage
all
and
of
he
their
was
one-item
winning the
power
all in there
spikes,
against
looking
Knight.
Like they are in a really good
It's just a
spot.
trade-off,
Finn is
right?
just going to be ulting back
Obviously,
out
if
to
you don't
mid
get
lane
anything
cover,
out of it, it's
while
bad. If you
BLG
get something out of it,
attack
it's
this bot
good.
lane
It's just
tower, looking
two
for
states of
first
mind, you
target
know?
of the game here. Try to move that much closer to Feats.
Just really nice lane assignments from BLG overall. They're going to
Elioya is
secure
better
the
than
first
Beishran?
tower
I
of the
think so,
game.
yeah.
They can catch the mid wave. Been TPs to top to catch that wave as well. Koi just have no response on the map. Yeah, this early game is just sheer domination. They're playing around this Caitlyn very well, and what felt like a small lead before is now quickly ballooning into a big one. 1.9k the gold lead, and Elk even had the audacity to watch that wave die in front of that tower, just to deny that extra bit of farm. That is a 1.2k individual gold lead for Elk over Super.
It was like a minute ago, it was 300.
Yep.
It is crazy. They're playing the map very, very well. Credit to Bin, was mid lane, roams top, makes the dive happen,
soon.
ults back mid, covers there from Supa, TP's top, covers the push from Mirwin. He is everywhere right now and really playing his role well. MKOI did the right
Who's
thing.
gonna
They
kill the
wanted
Sion?
to try to go for plates elsewhere. They're saying, okay,
And
you're
the
going to commit
logs.
3-4 bot. We're just going to push the other 2 lanes and we're going to farm plates there. But Bin single-handedly defended the push in multiple lanes.
And now look at Knight. He has a level up over Jojo. He also, he's ahead in gold as well. What was a matchup that Jojo was simply dominating.
There'll be the video of
But the
David
rocket
Goggins
belt
saying
completed,
that,
and this is the
who's
downside
gonna
for
kill the Sion?
Oblivion Orb. It does
Who's
delay
gonna
that
kill the
first item
Sion?
spike as well. That 800 gold investment.
Who's gonna
does
carry
slow
the
you down.
logs?
So Knight in a great position.
Guys, that's not my
And
cursor.
with the
That's their
Herald
cursor.
spawning in a minute's time, the Dragon in a minute and a half. BLG, they're in a much better position when it comes to being ready for a fight.
We'll see if they are going to be able to push that advantage even further. You already know they're going to be showing up to Herald. They do it every single time, it feels like. Elkanon moving in, trying to get some more information.
Plata e Blomo.
Double the gold there, just about
Blomo
double,
e plata.
I should say. The gold for BLG as far as the plates are concerned. And they have really gotten that payoff that they wanted from the Caitlyn as well as the Elise. They've been aggressive. They've been attacking towers. The bot lane turret already gone. Mid lane
if
tower
I
now
see
down to
like
about
Speed
half,
of Chojin,
Caitlyn uses these grubs
Black
so
Leader,
incredibly well.
Looking at the minimap right now, you see once again on pairing up with Beishuan. Going to clear out those raptors and start getting some vision control. Jojo, nice trades.
Again, but Knight is just getting aggressive. Elyoya is in the area.
I think you
want to force the issue.
It was Counter-Strike. I've started to watch it slowly.
Trade, so Knight is going to be
I'm hoping to get costume rights to the next event.
Continuing to play for Prio here in mid, while Bin is up there on top side.
That's my hope.
Let's have the Sun and Sky completed. Should make the trades a little bit better for him. On. Will connect the cocoon, but obviously,
nice repel there to avoid the hook coming through from Alvaro. Both objectives are now spawned, so there is a potential to try to cross map, look for trades here. If MKOI don't want to take the fight, Supa getting a nice little chunk down onto On.
Yeah, we should watch
Bin
Cologne.
already moving down over towards that Herald. Beishuan moving up in the area. If Mirwin is not careful, he could get jumped on, but Alvaro and Elyoya are aware of it and are moving in to clear out vision once again.
Okay, I feel like the teams are on very even footing here gold-wise. This is where it gets exciting. Silas on the flank. Alvaro just falls instantly.
Alvaro is going to be going down in the hurry, tries to turn it around, but can't find much of anything. BLG pull the trigger, make the play happen. Elyoya's got to get out of there, is going to be trying to be knocked up by Bin, but we'll be able to go immune.
I think CS casters, you can say that they are better than League casters, but I also think that their game is way better for casting.
The scariest part about this was that
it just
has way more control on the
it's
side
way better to cast CS.
He had such a deep push on that bot side of the map, meant that he had
you get way more repetitions.
To make the kill happen, but that fight could have
it's like
so
the build-up of a whole game in League is like a round.
BLG secure the feats of warfare once again. They're going to secure
it's like one single round.
Tower.
You build up the economy, the scaling, and then you hope it's a big team fight.
But he's going to be locked up. He's going to be charmed up as well, as Elk is going to be eating that Nautilus.
Okay.
But he's going to get shut down.
They get the vibe.
Great play.
They get the vibe, baby.
Battling back, getting a pick here. But it's still BLG pushing the map. Look at Knight, not going to respond to the play. He has no TP, so he's just going to push out bot side.
CS is like 2 minutes of steady ramp up, build up, climax, reset. It's as if they're casting like 20 games, league games in the span of one. So the build up and the ramp up and setting the pace back and forth is very, very smooth, you know?
Knight is hovering. I don't think he has any real kill threat, but I think he can be cheeky. Steal it. Oh, the Gromp going to give away his position.
He's going to be spotted there. Steals away the Neferi ultimates, and he's going to have that ability to dive into the backline now.
I will say that because Koi staying on the map, they actually haven't reset after finding that pick in mid, means it's now basically impossible for them to contest this Dragon. They need to go back to base, spend some of the gold that they picked up, and it's going to be another advantage gain for BLG. Just sheer domination from BLG so far in this early game. 2 towers in their favor.
Yeah, I think the next Drake, the next window here, if they don't fight here, Koi, and win, the game is over. They can't let this go to soul point. They need to leverage Agile 2 core. Like, I think they have to play.
As he does level up to 12, but still
they're gonna be too weak on Drake 4, I think.
It is going to be working in towards that second
Drake
item.
3 is a must.
Coming through here as Knight just constantly fishing in these side lanes, looking to see if anyone will overextend, if there's an angle for a pick, trying to put that pressure on. And sometimes the fact that he's just stepping out of vision like this is making it so hard for MKOI, because if you don't know where
an open circle is way better, because it's like the equivalent of, let's say,
you always have to pay respect.
We see T1, Genji, G2. We just see MSI every 2 months.
I wonder if he's actually got another upgrade.
That would be amazing.
Available to him. Okay, he's gonna get the Fiendish Codex. Nice little pickup there. Bit more CDR available. But ultimately, the game will slow down now. There's no real objective to play for. BLG will likely set their sights on the top tower. They'll use the Caitlyn mid lane, get that push, and then they can start rotating into the topside jungle. Alvaro's doing a good job of clearing out what vision On is trying to put down, but BLG, their objective is clear, and they're looking for a pick right now.
Yeah, they want Mirwin. Elyoya is in the area. We'll see if they can try to turn it around. On looking here for the Cocoon. He's going to be able to follow it up beautifully, layering to CC. BLG knocking down MKOI's top laner.
I mean, that's just a misplay from Mirwin.
Bro, I'm getting kind of excited for Billy at this tournament.
On the map of what BLG is looking to play for. That top tower is the only objective they really can play for. And so he, in his attempt to clear out the wave, he gets picked off. BLG find themselves another pick. Continue to grow the leads.
MKOI looking though, trying to get some vision back on this top side, but again, it's going to be Bin unanswered in the bot lane. This has been the story. BLG just playing the map in this game, constantly pushing out, forcing the response here from MKOI, and building these incremental advantages slowly but surely here throughout these last 20 minutes of the game. They have the first two dragons. It is going to be Infernal Soul that is up and available, and they have quite a high burst, high damage composition already. That would make it very difficult for MKOI. And Supa trying to look for some poke, but it was warded out, and Knight fishing with the Absconded Duck. Taking a pretty nice trade here onto JoJo, who is going to really get pushed back. Knight is looking for the solo kill, and he just straight up finds it. Dives under the tower, knocks down JoJo. He is not afraid whatsoever. The laning phase is over.
Knight in the side lane looks monstrous. Elyoya getting bullied out of the jungle. A tower is locked down as well.
It's a wrap.
And now
it's a wrap straight out of McDonald's. Why do all these Eastern teams just get angrier after you beat them?
Strong with Elk right by his side. Some serious gold advantages. The Riftmaker going to be secured. And I mean, JoJo just can't trade back at this point.
Billy, Lila.
He steals away the Ahri ultimate. He chases him down. He connects the stun underneath the tower, and the tower just can't do enough damage. That reaction is appropriate.
wow.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Honestly, what else can you say?
Realizing that's the position.
What else can you say, bro? Oh, wow.
So
he's Chinese.
And JoJo didn't want to just use the ult really early to try to retreat. And by the time he popped it, Knight was just in on top of him with the stolen ultimate, kept that pressure going. JoJo in the area, but down 2 levels now. Elyoya is
Guns
here
in my area.
But they may try to overload a side lane, see if they can find a play. They're going to spot out the
Boys just checking out the con.
On and Beishuan in the area here, but again, Bin not being answered right now in the bot lane. As BLG just continues.
I feel like you need to fight now. This is the best window. Knight doesn't have Ahri ult. You have 2 core on Ezreal.
Respond to them.
2 core on jungle, 2 core on top. I think it's the best time to fight. I think if they don't find a fight now, I think they just lose the game. No joke.
That was a quick repel from On. He
I got the strap.
Too long in the air, so he can still get away to safety. Mirwin feeling a little bit more confident in the matchup now. Trading nicely, forcing Bin back. But while we've been, you know, keeping our eyes on Knight, we did mention it earlier. Elk, still a thing. Level 13 on the Caitlyn. A lot of range available to him. But I'm just
Silas no Ahri ult. I think fight or die, man.
Because JoJo, it just feels like this
Look,
Ahri is
just
so
living
weak compared to Knight. Level 15
well, I appreciate that by chat. Just I said one random line from a song that was released like 7 years ago,
to be honest,
and everyone's on lock, man.
Damage to deal with this Silas. He has so much HP. He also has the healing that'll come through from his W.
On positioning very
I don't know where Knight is getting all this XP from, bro.
Fighting back and forth, and yeah, it is going to be really tough to knock down Knight. Another dragon has spawned though. BLG going to be moving to Soul Point as MKOI want nothing to do with it. They're going to see if they can just continue to farm, find some advantages elsewhere.
Yeah, I think it's over, guys.
Up towards that top side.
Silas has Ahri ult. I think it's done. I don't know what the fuck we're waiting for.
Take this dragon and then go up, and they just will never.
Silas had Ahri ult on CD. That's why I'm pushing so hard to fight, but
both in game 1
I think
and
it's
now
over.
in game 3. As soon as BLG get any sort of an edge, they're going to show to every single objective, force you to fight, or just get further and further behind.
MKOI are quickly running out of options, it feels like. Super has done a good job of